Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. It's the first game back at Old Trafford. It's the third pre-season game for Manchester United as we build towards a very exciting start to the season with obviously the addition of Jadon Sancho and Varane and all the other cracking players that we've already got. We won't be seeing those players tonight, but we know Donny van de Beek, Dalot, they come into the equation tonight. McTominay, Henderson, I thought they'd be involved. They're not going to be involved. So why doesn't Ollie start with Van der Beek? I got to be honest with you, career mode, Logan, you've missed it this afternoon. It was on. It's already been on Twitch. So yeah, that's that. Anyway, that's something else. Because at the end of the day, I feel that there's a bit of a... I think some people were expecting me to react badly to this, which was never going to happen. The whole Donny van de Beek not starting thing has got people with their knickers in a twist. And I'm like, at the end of the day, look, I love Donny van de Beek. I want to see him play, but he was only ever going to play 45 minutes today anyway. And I knew yesterday that Donny van de Beek was not going to start this game. So I'm not massively bothered about Donny van de Beek not starting this game. I mean, at the end of the day, take a chill pill and have a look at who is starting the game. Andreas Pereira is starting the game. So, you know, Andreas Pereira's starting the game. Andreas Pereira will be lucky to start any game for Manchester United next season. I feel that Ollie probably would like to start Donny van de Beek tonight, but he's not doing it because he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to start him tonight. So, you know, no, that's not why he's not doing it. He's not starting him tonight because he's only just come back, the same way as Dalot is there. So, no, I've got no issues with that. No issues at all. That is the team on the left, as you can see. Heaton in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Mengi and Twansebi, Brandon Williams at left back because we know Telles is injured. Obviously Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, a few other players are not back in training yet. Midfield of Matic and Pereira with Jesse Lingard, Juan Mata, who's that? Number 56, Alanga and Greenwood. I've just realised something here. Let me just pop down here. Hello! I'll be here for the match reaction later on. Thanks everyone for tuning in there. So that's the team. Can I just point out that logo below is lit. It's giving me Miami Vice from the 80s vibes. Boohoo Man. I'm wearing some of their active range. 40% off through the link in the video description. Big up to Boohoo Man for sponsoring the show. Got some fantastic stuff from their active range that they've sent through. Do check it out through the link in the video description. 40% off exclusively to you United Stand viewers when you use the code United Stand. So big up to Boohoo Man for sponsoring the show. Ollie just said Donny will play 30 minutes. I think at the end of the day it's just about getting minutes in the legs for Donny and Dalot. And, you know, I'd like to have seen a little bit more from Donny, but at the end of the day, I'm quite chilled about Donny van de Beek. Give him half an hour tonight, maybe give him 60 minutes on Saturday. Nobody's coming back into that team to take Donny's place on Saturday. Nobody. I don't think Bruno's back in training. I don't think he'll be ready, but Pogba's not back yet. Fred's not back yet. None of the English lads are back yet. So we don't need to rush Donny back. I mean, look, what we don't want to happen with Donny van de Beek is we don't want to see what happened with Telles. This was meant to be a big pre-season for Telles. Obviously, he wouldn't have took Luke Shaw's space, but he could have had a really good pre-season and been ready to go. He's now going to miss the first 3 games of the season. He won't be back till mid-September. Do you want to rush Donny van de Beek in and, you know, put him out for 6 weeks? You know, this is a massive season for Donny van de Beek and he must be managed accordingly. So I'm happy and I look forward to Donny van de Beek playing half an hour in this game, and also Dalot. No McTominay. I'm surprised there's no I'm surprised there's no McTominay actually. The Brentford team, look, I need people's help. I need your help here because I've got no idea whether this is a first team for Brentford or not. Raya, Roslov, Good, Pinnock, Thompson, Janelt, Baptiste, Haygarth, Canos, Fosu and Tony. So Ivan Tony is playing, but I don't know how strong that is. I mean, they're a newly promoted team and I didn't watch the Championship last year. So if anybody knows anything about Brentford, is that their strongest team? Have they gone with a pick and mix? Have they gone half and half? Let us know. Let us know what you think. And Bamboo is the first team on and he's on the bench, says Fadsil. It's more or less their first team, says It's. I think they'll win. It's a good Brentford team, says Jack Bollard. Bit of both, says Jack Etherington. I think Brentford might win, to be honest, because they're going to be further ahead in their progression. You know, the QPR result was disappointing. I want to add some context before the game kicks off, and I have got some transfer news to go through as well. But I do want to add a bit of context before I start this by saying that that's a strong team. It's 75% first team for Brentford, so they will make some changes. But I want to put some context in this. QPR battered us at the weekends. They played us off the park, right? So, and people were like, it's only pre-season, it's only pre-season. I'm going to say this before kickoff, so if I have to say it at full time, people can't say it's flip-flop, flippant or anything like that. I didn't like the way we played football against QPR. I didn't like the way we were tactically set up against QPR, and I felt we played very similar to last season against QPR. 2 holding midfielders, slow tempo on the ball, created absolutely nothing for our forward line. I want to see that change. Otherwise, what's the point in pre-season? And like people will say, well, when we get Varane and this, that, and that, what's the point in pre-season for United then? I mean, I almost look at that as starting 11 and say, what's the point in pre-season? Because none of those players are going to start for us apart from Wan-Bissaka. But there is a lot of experience. Well, Mason Greenwood maybe. But Juan Mata, Jesse Lingard, Nemanja Matic, these players and the other ones, they're looking for loan moves. They're our peripheral players. So I'm expecting a little bit more from Manchester United. And how it goes. Does anyone know where I can watch this without paying? Says Jack. Tight arse. Hibs versus Arsenal. I don't know what you're talking about, Yash. All because of the Euros, says Alan. And Wan-Bissaka needs to return. Leave Wan-Bissaka alone. I'm not having any of this Wan-Bissaka hate either. Not having any of that. It's not good. It's not fair. And it's not clever. I like Wan-Bissaka, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. But as I said, today's show is sponsored by Boohoo Man. And as you can see, this show is sponsored by Boohoo Man Active, as you can see below. They've got a brand new range with amazing new clothing items to make sure your muscles are always looking their absolute best, like mine. So whether you are working hard in the gym or working hard at the park to get the attention of the good-looking girl or guy you have your eye on, then Boohoo Man Active has got you covered. As always, because Boohoo Man love the United Stand viewers, they're giving us an amazing 40% discount that you can use by clicking the link in the description and using your code at United Stand at checkout. As always, thanks so much to Boohoo Man for supporting the channel. Really appreciate it. And I just want to give a personal message about this as well, because I get sent through some stuff from Boohoo Man. I use it for cutting the grass. The shorts and T-show combos are very good. But I do use it when I'm training, and I do train a lot. Well, not a lot, but I do play a lot of FIFA, and I have been playing a lot of Olympics on PS4 as well. And when I'm playing that, if I'm getting a bit of a sweat on, I've got my activewear T-shirts and shorts on and all sorts. It's been quite hot. So I really do like it. And I really do like these polo T-shirts as well, as you can see, which you can get in numerous colours. So the link's in the video description. Make sure you get some of yours. Boohoo Man, 40% off with United Stand, the code. So thank you very much to them. Rundown of the subs for today's game, please, Mark. That's a very good question, actually, and I will give you the subs. I know that Donny van der Beek is on the bench, and I know that Diego Dalot is on the bench, but let me just go through the bench for you. I don't think there's a massive amount of shock in there, but let me just tell you that the team is on the screen. So the subs are Kovar, Grant, Dalot, Fish, Galbraith, Garner, Mabry, James, Levitt, Pelestri, van der Beek, Hugel, Shoretire. So pretty much everybody that's been involved so far. No real surprises there. But look, on the bench, Van der Beek, Palestri's on the bench. I'd like to see a bit of him again. Dalot, I'd like to see some of him as well. So, I mean, Dalot probably would have started at left back today, but obviously because of he probably only play half an hour as well. But with the game against Preston at the weekend and Everton to come as well, I'm looking forward to seeing how we do line up. There is a little bit of transfer news for me to bring you. That Romano's been talking about the midfield situation. Now, there is a bit of a midfield update today. I didn't do an afternoon show today because I was busy playing FIFA. But I just felt like a bit of a break after all the Varane talk and everything, and it's gone a little bit quiet, but I think it's about to move forward. So basically, what Romano has said is about the midfield is that Camavinga is a player that Manchester United really wants. They've had talks with Rennes and they've had talks with Camavinga. They're just waiting to see what their midfield situation is going to be, i.e. I think they need to sell players. So if you want a development of what's going on with the transfer news at the moment, it appears that Camavinga is the most likely midfielder that United want. It doesn't mean we'll get him, doesn't mean that we won't get anybody else, but Goretzka looks nothing. Saul Niguez we're not looking at, so there you go. Giggs or Hazard, Mark? No hassle if you're not arsed, says DAK. I'm going to go with Giggs. Raw talent, you might be right with Haaland. Mark, on your Pratometer, how practice was Charlie Austin's comments chatting utter nonsense? And Hi Mark, I've been away the last few days. I got engaged to my lovely lady Cassandra. Can you get a shout out, please? Says Mark Whitten. Hey, Rodney was married to Cassandra in Only Fools and Horses. Cracking name, Cass. Do you call her Cass? Lovely news anyway. Thank you for letting us know, and very, very big congratulations. Right, Charlie Austin. You know what? It's the second day in a row, though. I really don't feel like talking about this because we're falling into the trap of what talk shit is all about. There's a radio station in the UK and they talk shit. They get mediocre ex-players whose opinion on Manchester United is about as useful as a Liverpool fan because they don't watch us, and then they talk shit about United, and then it pisses off the United fan base. So, you know, I've got to applaud talk shit because the second day in a row it's worked. It's worked. They've gone viral for talking arse. Danny Mills was talking about how Varane will not be used to the intensity of the league. I mean, he's won 4 Champions Leagues, a World Cup, and played, you know, at the highest level for about 8 years. But, you know, I'm sure he's going to struggle with dealing with people like Patrick Bamford. You know what's going to happen there now. But also, so that was Danny Mills yesterday. We then got Charlie Austin today talking about Wan-Bissaka's easy to play against and a load of shit. And I couldn't give a toss what the French Lacazette has got to say about Wan-Bissaka. I care about what I've got to say about Wan-Bissaka and what you've got to say about Wan-Bissaka. And for me, Wan-Bissaka doesn't deserve criticism that he is getting. I'm absolutely convinced that he will not get sucked in out of position when he's playing with Varane. He's been playing with Lindelof. Lindelof is terrified of the high ball and weak under the high ball. And I think Wan-Bissaka tucks in to help Lindelof. In fact, I'm convinced about it. And if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. I've been wrong about other things. I think Wan-Bissaka's tucking in because of Lindelof. Because Lindelof gets bullied in the air. Varane won't get bullied in the air and he won't need Wan-Bissaka to tuck in. So I think Wan-Bissaka's back post marking will be better this season because of Varane. Point 2, how much has Luke Shaw and Harry Maguire built a strong partnership on that left-hand side? Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka, you know, you can't criticise Lindelof and then say Wan-Bissaka's got it on lockdown. You know, you're only as good as your centre-back that's next to you. I think Wan-Bissaka's going to be a lot better because of Varane defensively, and going forward I think he'll be better because he's got Sancho ahead of him. He's a young fullback with a lot of potential, and my fear with Wan-Bissaka is if we turn on him and say shit and buy Trippier and drop him, you might never turn this lad into the right back that he can be. And I always saw a player in Luke Shaw, and lo and behold, the player has blossomed. I can see a player in Wan-Bissaka, and he's a couple of years younger than Luke Shaw, and I'm actually going to do it now. I'm actually going to go against the grain like I did with Luke Shaw, and I'm going to say, in Wan-Bissaka, I believe we've got one of the best right-backs in Europe at our club elect. And I said it about Luke Shaw, and I'm going to say it about Wan-Bissaka. I think he needs the confidence and the coaching and the backing to develop. And I don't think he needs kicking out the team for people like Trippier, because I don't think we'll ever get him back again. I think Wan-Bissaka did show progress going forward last season. I think he did play very good games. I think at times he didn't play that well either, but I do think that he is a player that deserves our backing, and I want him to do well. Sean Turner says Aaron Wan-Bissaka is the best right back in the Premier League defensively. Charlie Austin is what he's talking about. Their levels to this. Worry about the Championship, says Sean Turner. Do you see us being dangerous in a 4-3-3 without Pogba on the left of the midfield 3? I feel we have a real opportunity to show our quality this season. I don't know what's going to happen with Paul Pogba. I really wish I did. I don't know what's going to happen with him. I think he probably will end up staying at Manchester United. But, you know, there is those who believe that he won't. Can I just say as well, please do subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. We're closing in. We're going for 80,000 subscribers on this stream. We're about 400 away. So bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We're moving back towards the match action. We've had the Euros. We've had Sancho and Varane. Hopefully we're going to get more ins and outs. But the football is starting to return. So please subscribe. Remember the United Stand. We're live every night at 8 o'clock, every morning at 10 o'clock. And we've got watch-alongs and all sorts for you. Match reactions, where you can do your player ratings. You vote for the player ratings on this channel. Interactive as ever. Mike John says, Goldie, any chance Greenwood takes over Cavani's spot by the end of the year? Best mate Doug is a prat. I think there is a chance. I think there is a chance. And I think the big thing for me with Greenwood is that where is Greenwood? Like, where is Mason Greenwood if he doesn't get the service? That's my worry about Mason Greenwood. Where is he? He got no service against QPR. And if you get no service, sister, you get no goals. And we need to see more of that. The game is kicking off in 15 minutes. Wan-Bissaka needs to sort out his passing, says Alex. I think he needs backing and I think he needs support. And I want to see that with Wan-Bissaka. I really, really do. Score prediction, got no idea, Hayden. I said we'd win. I actually think we're going to lose this game, and I'm not in a meltdown, Ollie out. This is a load of shit. What I'm looking for in this game really is a progression in the way that we play football. I'd like, if there's one takeaway from this game, because I don't think it matters whether it's a first team game, a pre-season game, or a game down the pub where Ollie's managing the dog and duck. He can impose a tempo on this team. I want to see a tempo from this team tonight. I want to see us play a quicker tempo of football. I'm actually excited to see Brentford. Welcome to the Premier League. I think they deserve it. And what time is career mode, says Gil? I've already done it. I was meant to be at 11 o'clock tonight, but I've already done it. I did it at 2 o'clock this afternoon. So check it out on Goldbridge TV on Twitch. Episode 3 was up there today. Episode 1, 2 and 3 are already on there. So Goldbridge TV on Twitch. Episode 4 tomorrow night at 11 o'clock. Thank you very much. Tony will score. I think we will lose. I think we will lose, not because I'm being negative, not because I even care. I don't care if we lose, really. It's about, I just want to see a bit of progression in the way that we move the ball. Most of those players won't even be here when we play Leeds. So I want to see a bit of, I suppose I'm analysing Ollie tonight. I'm analysing the way we play, the way we move the ball, the patterns we look to make with the ball. I want to see a bit of tactical nous tonight because I think against QPR that was severely lacking. One of the big things we need to talk about is that I don't know what the capacity is tonight. I was speaking to somebody earlier who's going to the game and they were saying that they think it's 2/3. But this is the first time we've had over 20,000 at Old Trafford in a very, very long time, isn't it? So over 40,000 maybe. So look, it's exciting, and for the Leeds game it's a full capacity ground. We're moving back to those times, which is in a way it feels very surreal, but it's very exciting. Mark, in regards to Pogba's contract, should Ollie just throw his nuts on the table and say you want to sign for the best team in Europe in January, and by then that will be us? So let's talk then, says Big Mick. I very rarely say this, but I'm just going to say it, and I'm sure many people will agree if they are honest. There's not an outcome with Paul Pogba that I won't moan about, and at least I'm being honest because I've been thinking about it. If Pogba stays and runs his contract down, I think I'll have a moan about it. If Pogba signs a new contract and gets paid silly money, I think I'll have a moan about it. And if we sell Paul Pogba, I think I'll have a moan about it. Which to me is me being honest and saying, I don't think this is a win situation for United. I don't necessarily, and what I'm really saying is, it's not that I'm going to moan and rant about every one of those. I just think every option is a lose or every option's a win. And what that means in life is there is no right choice. Offered the chance to sign Varane or offered the chance to stick with Lindelof and Maguire, there's a right choice. Offered the fact to sign Sancho or don't buy anybody, there's a right choice. Letting Pogba go, letting Pogba run his contract down, paying him stupid money to stay, I don't think there's a right choice in that because the evidence isn't there, and I don't think there is. You give him a new contract and pay him stupid money and you think, well, last 5 years he's been inconsistent. You let him run his contract down, you're going to lose him for nothing in a year's time for the second time. You let him go and you're like, you're losing a player there that could be the difference with the players we've already got. So there's no right choice with Pogba, I don't think. Or there is the right choice, we just don't know what it is. How many more years do we have to watch Mata on the right and Andreas in pre-season? So tired of the same old stuff, says Michael Fetty. In all honesty, Michael, I think you make a really good point there that I've probably tried to ignore. I don't want to see Juan Mata playing for Manchester United, and I don't want to see Andres Pereira playing for Manchester United. I don't really want to see Jesse Lingard playing for Manchester United. They are players that should not be part of our future. I like all three of them. I don't dislike them. As players, I just don't think that they offer anything. I've got to be honest, Juan Mata in a United shirt just makes me feel numb. Now, I know Ricky will be there going, I bloody love it. Listen up, Goldbridge, I bloody love it. He's a magician. And I get that. And I'm glad that some people do get something out of it. Because for me, Mata playing for United, even if he scored a hat-trick tonight, I'd be like, no, he's just not good enough at this level anymore. I personally think Palestri should start, or Hannibal. I really do. Lingard, I see 25 million quid towards a midfielder. Pereira, as I said with Pereira many times before, I don't know what you are, man. I don't know what you are, Pereira. I don't know. And what I mean by that is if somebody said to me, I'm not, what's that all about? If somebody said to me, what level does Paul Pogba play at? I would have said, well, not Paul Pogba. What level is Paul? All right, I'll do it to you. If I said to you, what level does Andreas Pereira play at? Like, you can say league or you can say club. What club does Andreas Pereira be a first teamer for? That's what I'm asking you right now, right? What level is Andreas Pereira? For me, Juan Mata probably plays a few games for Lazio at Serie A first team football because the league is slower and it suits him. Jesse Lingard, as we've seen, can be a first teamer for a West Ham, maybe an Everton, not a top 4 side. Andreas Pereira, does Southampton start him? I don't think they do. Would Brentford start him? I'm not sure they would. And this is the problem with Andreas Pereira. We can loan him to Lazio, we can loan him to Getafe. And they'll probably say, get off me. Because I don't know what level Andreas Pereira is. And people might say, you're bantering him, you're being horrible. This is an entertainment business, people. If I go and run the 100 metres final in the next couple of days, I will get embarrassed. You're either good enough or you're not in sport, in entertainment. And I don't know the level of Andreas Pereira. Wouldn't it have been better to have Donny and Matic as S. Ahmed? Chill. Can somebody just take a chill pill? It doesn't matter about Donny van de Beek not starting. Engage your brain. Stop getting moody. Donny van de Beek's only been training properly for a week. He's not ready to play 90 minutes. He's not ready to play 45 minutes. We knew this yesterday. Delot and Van der Beek would play some part today, but they wouldn't start. Chill out. We've got a game against Preston on Saturday night. He'll probably play and start in that game. So I'm excited. It's something to look forward to in the second half. If we don't get a real CDM, I think it's going to be another season of finishing second or third in the league. I also think there's still Deadwood at United. Kenneth, you're spot on. I know he's just signed a new contract, but if there is no trophy this season, is Ollie in trouble, says Craig. Probably not with this board. I don't think you get sacked by this board unless you finish outside the top 4. Hey Mark, hope all is well. Please wish my wife Kelly a happy birthday. P.S. Used the Manscaped last night and boy did it look bigger. Let's go United, says Christian Cruz. Well, we'll have more from Manscaped tomorrow, but tonight we're Boohoo Man. So check out the link in the video description. Boohoo Man active range. I'm wearing one of their t-shirts here. You could wear this down the pub. You know, you could go and play a bit of darts with it. But they've got loads of nice t-shirts and shorts and, you know, them tops that people wear with big guns. You know the sort, down the gym. You know, so links in the video description. Get yourself 40% off. I've got to say I do love the Boohoo Man active range because it's just the sort of stuff you can wear around the house and pretend you've been on a run. But some really nice stuff. Thank you very much. For the super chats, you can do that through the $sign. And I just want to give a big shout out to everyone who's watching, but specifically Flackra Woods and also who else can I give a shout out to? DB Cooper, White Owl. And who else gets it? I wonder why they're getting shout outs. That's right, Susan Brandon. It's because they're members. If you look in the live chat, Ivan Scannell's there as well. He's using my emojis. If you want to use the emojis and you want to get shout outs, no, I won't shout them all out. I'm just giving them a shout out. Badge next to your name means you're a member. If you want to become a member like the Wabba Dabba, then you do that through the link, through the join button. And you get a badge like Papa Green, and it changes every month you're a member. So thank you to all our members: Roger Benjamin, Srinvasin, and Billy Osterwish. They're all getting in now. Abhijith, Vignesh, Mark Anthony, JT69 United, Deuce Beast, Vebaf, Billy, Alessandro. Alessandro. Thank you very much, everybody. So yes, we are about 7 minutes away from kickoff. And I hope you're all doing very well. Stoy, Lyle as well. Deuce Beats and Satiaro. Raymond, Diesel Chapo, Billy. They're all coming out now. It is the wrong formation, Mark. Ryan, go for a swim with the Sharks. Don't start about formations. we're not going down that road. It's so 2019. Welcome to Members Club, Dylan. It's a bit of a running joke on the United Stand community that the team comes out and Pratt start talking about the formation. And I always say, that's the formation I'm going to go with because it's the one Ollie picks. If he tries something new, I'll change it. But I'm going to go with a 4-2-3-1. And that's what Ollie tends to do. So let's see. Can you please quickly say, Ahmed, you're a Pratt? Or Ahmed, you're a Pratt, says Callum Noonan. Thank you very much, Callum, for the super chat there. So we are 5 minutes away from kickoff. My prediction, and don't need to worry about it. My prediction is Manchester United will lose this game to Brentford. That's my feeling on the game tonight. I think Manchester United will lose this game because I think Brentford have got more of their first team, i.e. the team they're going to play in the new season. And I think Manchester United against QPR were very disappointing. And I just think that we're a very disjointed team in pre-season simply because we don't have most of our first team. And Brentford do. And I think they'll come to Old Trafford. They'll want to put a statement out. They'll want to build confidence. And I think that they're just further along than we are. So low expectations of Manchester United winning this game today because I think it's a bit of a mismatch. If we did win it, then I'll be very, very happy. Very, very happy indeed. Because I think it will show a real progression from the team to go and do that. But look, maybe I'll get it right, maybe I'll get it wrong. What's your score predictions? Welcome to the Members Club, Mark Harris. Also, Andreas Lund has joined the Members Club as well. Hello, says Vignesh. Hello, Vignesh. Hope you're doing well. Wasn't Van der Beek set to start? Is he on the bench? He wasn't set to start at all. So, no, he wasn't set to start this game at all. He was always going to come off the bench, but for some people, unbelievably, have got their knickers in the twist about a player that's only been training for a few days and they expect him to start. He was always going to be coming off the bench. The same reason Delo is on the bench, so not too worried about that at all. It's on MUTV if you've got MUTV. We're only a couple of minutes away from kickoff. And as I said, I think for me, the big thing in this game today is really so many of these players probably won't be at Manchester United next season. Hopefully Lingard will be sold. Alanga might go on loan. Matic might be sold. Pereira might be sold. Brandon Williams might go on loan. Twansebi goes on loan. Mengi goes on loan. So a lot of these players won't be here next season. And I think that's, so what do you learn from that? What we need to learn from this is we need to learn to play a bit better football. And to do that, we're going to have to see a better tempo from Manchester United today. And that's what I want to see. I want to see... I don't subscribe to this view that it's only pre-season, it doesn't matter how shit we play. I think there has to be a level of tempo to this team and a level of tactics to this team. And that's what I want to see today. I want to see United playing a little bit better football. And I think that is on the coaches. And I don't think that's too much to ask, if I'm totally honest with you. So let's see how it goes. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right hand corner. We're closing in on 80,000 subscribers tonight. So please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Let's see if we can hit that. Remember, the United Stand community are very welcome. Fantastic community that we have, especially on match days. We will have a match reaction for you after the show where we'll go through the player ratings, which you can vote for in the second half. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of players that we have to vote for because that's just the way it seems to work these days. Right, let's have a look what's going on. Now, I've got the timer ready, of course. Shamone. 2 minutes away from kickoff. Players are on the pitch. It's not packed Old Trafford, but it's certainly nice. Right, apparently they've got Juan Mata playing as number 10 on MUTV. I can think they're completely wrong there, but we'll see how it pans out. I might have to change the formation. I don't normally. I normally get it right, but here we go. We're getting ready to go here. And we are only 2.5 weeks off the start of the season. Doesn't seem like 5 minutes ago, does it, since we bottled that Europa League final. I nearly said Euros. I'm not bothered about the Euros anymore. But it doesn't even feel that long ago for me that we bottled the Europa League final, and yet here we are starting a new season. I think it's so important, though, that we do maintain a level of excitement. I wouldn't say maintain a level of optimism. I think that might be too far. Why is Pogba not back? Other French players are, says Arca. Don't know. Mark, when is Paul Pogba due back for training? We need him ready for the Leeds game. Oh, he'll be back for that, YUFC. Need to see progressive football today, says Vignesh. We outplayed in the last game. There needs to be a different style of play. No hit on the break, FC, says Vignesh. I just wanted to say, though, there, and it sort of fits in with the Paul Pogba thing, that I quite like the idea that the players aren't back. You know, I quite like the idea. We're just about to kick off, by the way. We've had a very, very hard 18 months. There was barely no pre-season last year. There was barely any breaks for Man United. And we came into a very hard season where Ollie didn't rotate the team. Then some of these players have been into the Euros. So I like the fact that Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, Paul Pogba, Bruno Fernandes, Victor Lindelof, Fred, they're getting 3-4 weeks off. I think it's really important, and it doesn't bother me that they're not back in training yet, because ultimately we don't play Leeds until 2 weeks on Saturday. And I think as long as the lads are back in training by next Tuesday, Wednesday, they'll be fine for that Leeds game, which I'm happy for. Matic captain in the team today, and he really does look like Adam from the channel, doesn't he? Adam Matic. Right, let's get ready to go. We're about to kick off here. I'll start the clock as soon as it starts on my screen, so you can sink in. And the players take the knee. Brentford don't take the knee. Manchester United take the knee. Interesting. Don't know what that's all about. I thought every club in the... I mean, look. Each to their own. Welcome to the Members Club, Nitin. The game has kicked off. I'm just going to start the timer, which I have done. Make sure the timer's on the screen, which it is. We're up and running. Let's get going. Do you think Ivan Toney can cut it in the Premier League, says Hayden? I'll tell you what, I'm really excited to see Ivan Toney playing for Brentford today, because he had a fantastic season last year. And I hate it. I don't know about you, but I hate it when you get a team like Brentford who get promoted, and then in the summer, before they even come up, they sell their best players. Foul on Brandon Williams there. Are you excited for the DVB Garner as pivot in the second half, says S. Ahmed? I'm just looking forward to seeing Donny play. I mean, at the end of the day, I think the Preston game for Donny could be quite good. Early shot for United there from, I think it was Jesse Lingard, who looks like he's playing as the number 10. Is Sir Phillips still broken? I thought he was meant to be back for the season. That's a great point by Joshua Bowwater. Where is Phil Jones? I saw a picture of him getting a haircut. Where is he? How can he not be fit? It's the question of our time. How can Phil Jones not be fit? Like, he was meant to be back in fitness before the end of the season. It's now a new season. Where is he? Where is he? Let's have a look at the formation. So Mata's playing to the right. Lingard. No, Greenwood's playing on the right. Lingard's playing on the left. And Mata is playing at number 10 with Alanga as the striker at the moment. Two holding midfielders of Pereira and Matic. So I'll mess around with that team in a minute, but it looks like we're not playing the way that we want. Brentford on the attack here. Early cross dealt with, and now Pereira taking too long on the ball as ever, but does quite well. Mata playing in the number 10 role, which if Mata's going to play anywhere, I'd rather he played as the number 10. Definitely. I don't like him playing on the wing, so I'm quite happy without that. Looker said there's scouts at Old Trafford. Why are our scouts at Old Trafford? They can't buy our own players. Why is Greenwood playing on the wing, says Callum? Yeah, it's a bit of an interesting one, isn't it? Because that's going to be Sancho's position, unless we're going to play Sancho on the left against Leeds. We still don't know whether Rashford's having the op. Not heard anything about that. Donny will be on in the second half, Avnish. Thank you very much, everyone who's tuning in. Please smash a like on the video and smash that share button. Share the video on Twitter and Facebook. As ever, thanks everyone for your support. And please share the video. Smash a like. Ashley Smith, thank you very much for the super chat. Thanks for all the new members as well. Big up to Nitin, who is a new member as well. United just... Tempo. Look, you see what I mean? This is what I mean. This comes from the training ground. Look how lethargic and slow it is again. Brentford well positioned. Turn around. Pass it sideways. Oh, where are we going to go now? Sideways again. Come on. Move the ball quicker. Everyone takes a touch and has a look. And then has another touch. That's better. Into Mata. Nice little first time ball. Get the ball moving. This is from the training ground. Look how slow it is again. Williams takes a touch. Back we go. Back to the halfway line. Looks like a 4-3-3 because Matic is behind Pereira, says KJK. Move the ball quicker. That's a good ball by Wan-Bissaka. See, when we move the ball quicker, we look better. Here's Pereira, takes a touch, goes sideways. Goes wide to Williams, takes a touch, comes backwards. See? What's that all about? Very warm summer, that's why we're playing like, mate, come on. We're not blaming the bloody heat. We're not Jurgen Klopp. We don't move the ball quick enough. There's no confidence on the ball to thread it through and play it quickly. And that's probably why, because Andreas Pereira has just played an absolutely shit ball out for a goal kick. Up the tempo. Warm, pump it up a little more. Get the tempo going on the dance floor. I don't like on the wing. He's normal on normal. I don't know what that means. If you're going to type, please, 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 please make sure that it makes sense. Tempo, tempo, tempo. Sideways passing, says Vignesh. Look, I ain't here for this season, right? If you don't like what I'm talking about, don't watch the show. I am not going to chill out because I don't really care about the starting 11. That's never going to be our starting 11. But that is our coach and that is our coaches. And I don't care whether he's managing Man United's first team or the Dog and Duck pub team. If he's the coach, he can set the tempo. He can tell them to move the ball quicker. Yeah, you might have better players, but you can still tell people to do it. Why does Graham Potter get Brighton to play high tempo fast football? He hasn't got Pogba. He hasn't got Bruno. He's got Championship, lower Premier League players, and yet he can get them to play quick patterns of football. We're playing slow tempo, side to side football because that's what the coaches are telling us to do, and that's something we've got to improve on this year. Look at us again. Look, we're getting pushed back. We can't deal with the Brentford press already. This is slow tempo football, and we've got to move the ball quicker. And if people don't want to take notice of that because it's pre-season and we haven't got our proper players. Where were you last year? In a coma? Wake up. Wake up. We played the same way last season and Ollie's got to change the way we play. We need to up the tempo. Pereira's looking for Hollywood balls. He's like a Poundland Beckham. Mark, it's my birthday, says Dominique. Happy birthday, Dominique. Mark, will Lingard stay or leave, says Matt Owen. I'm going to just be pessimistic and say I think he'll stay. Not because I don't like him, but because I just think he should move on and we could get some money for him. Nicholas O'Halloran says, I really can't see anyone taking Pereira offers. We are going to have to pay someone to take him offers. He's absolutely dreadful. Well, I think in defence of Ollie, he's trying to get Pereira in the shop window, isn't he? But you know what? In footballing terms, if you put a jigsaw in the window of a toy shop and it's a 100-piece jigsaw, but you've only got 80 pieces, no one's going to buy it. It doesn't matter how much you put it in the shop window, no one's going to buy it. You've got more chance of people buying it in the bin because it's useless. And I think that might be the problem with Pereira. He's not good enough, is he? I don't know what the level is with Pereira. What did you all say about Pereira? I just don't think the level... It is some good quick play from United. Better. Got an overlap on the left-hand side. Brandon Williams. Back wide left. Mata with the cross. Back post header. Ooh, nearly. Better. Who's starting as striker, says Ryan Taylor? Well, I'm just waiting a little bit here to see if the players move around a bit. Is this Brentford's first team, says Zidane? I think it's more sort of 75% of their first team. But I haven't changed the formation on screen yet because I just wanted to see if we're going to stick with how we are. We need a midfielder in the transfer window next, Martin. And Romano has sort of hinted today that midfielder could be Camavinga. Okay, I'm going to change this formation because it's very clearly wrong. We've got Lingard is definitely playing to the left. Mata. Where's one Mata? Alanga's playing up front. Oh, you know what? I hate this. I really hate this. I can't. I've probably been past it 10 times already. Where's Mason Greenwood? Why is he not? Why can't I find Greenwood? There he is. And there's my Mata. So that's how we're lining up at the moment. Tactically, United on the break here. Nice ball to the left-hand side. Go on, get your shot off. Good shot. Unlucky. Did well there, Lingard. Now it's for Greenwood. Into Mata. Lovely reverse pass. Doesn't quite work. Better tempo from United, you see. We're pressing. Brentford are struggling a bit here. Much better from Manchester United in this last couple of minutes. One up the tempo a little more. Get the party going on the dance floor. Advath is happy. He says, good play so far. Mark, when is Henderson back from his injury? I think he's already back, Ryan Taylor, to be honest. Williams is painfully right-footed. I do feel sorry for Brandon Williams, Sebastian. He's just not a left-back. I know that's where he started off and that's where he broke into the team, but he's genuinely not a left-back, is he? He's just not. He's too right-footed. He's like Trippier at left-back. You've got to have the balance. We need we need Tellez, but he's injured. Oh, terrible bit of play by Matic there. Brentford don't move the ball quick enough themselves by the look of it, to be fair. But Matic caught in possession. Bit of a hospital pass. I think it might have been Mengi who passed it out. But then another hospital pass by Brentford. And Lingard's got it. Needs to use the support pass. Does use the support pass. Nice ball by Mata into Alanga. Wide it goes to Greenwood. Can he get it on his left in this situation? Good shot straight at the keeper. Nice play by Man United there. Lingard, Mata, Greenwood. We get the shot off. Good to see. We took advantage of the bad pass by Brentford there. And that's the strength of Lingard, isn't it? That's where Lingard is a very good player. When he's running into space. And unfortunately at United, we don't get many chances to run into space like that. Because we're normally playing against the low press. Which is why I think Lingard suits a West Ham or a team that will get attacked more. Because there's a lot of space to defend in. But the tempo's gone up a little bit here. Who's the most likely player to score? Well, I agree with Dino. I think there's more chance that Lingard will score. Greenwood would be Mbappe level with a top quality manager, says White Owl. I don't know why McTominay's not playing. I thought he would have been involved at the weekend. I don't know whether he's carrying an injury or not. Nice little ball over the top. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Go on then. Go on, my man. Go on, my man. Go on, my man. Whip it in, Pereira. I've had a super chat from Jack, and I'm just also about to WhatsApp him as well. Jack, mate. Happy hour. Here's Wan-Bissaka. Decent cross. Get in! Sit down, haters. Aaron Wan-Bissaka with the cross. Where's Charlie Austin now? Sit down, Charlie Austin. You French Lacazette Pratt. Come on! That's what I want to see from Wan-Bissaka. That's what I want to see. Jack, mate, celebration from the penalties. Come on! Come on! Have some of that. Delightful cross by Wan-Bissaka. Sit down. I was talking about my boy. I was talking about Wan-Bissaka before the game, and there he does it. Fantastic finish by Alanga. But what a cross by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He's been having stick today by Pratt online. Let's tag them. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, what a cross. Sit down, Charlie Austin, you twat. Pratt, twat's a bit aggressive. I say Pratt. Lovely goal by Alanga though. I'm just really pleased for Wan-Bissaka because, apparently he can't cross. I think his crossing's improved a lot. And I think, he puts a lovely cross into the box there. Manchester United leading 1-0. And you know what? I'm really happy because I didn't fancy us today after how we played against QPR, but much better. Lovely work of the play and a lovely, lovely finish by Alanga, who actually I've just realised I'm not giving Alanga enough credit because I'm just so happy for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Jack, mate, says, hi, mate. Did you see the production value of the charity game the other day? Pathetic. Mate, tongue in cheek. I thought the production value and the whole day was fantastic. Clash Creators, obviously I commentated at it. Jack scored at it. What a fantastic effort for the Mind charity, where a load of people in a very short period of time put something together that raised a lot of money. And also Clash Creators. We had really well-known creators and then we had new creators that people don't know about. It was a fantastic day, fantastic effort, and I look forward to doing many more. Thanks to Jack Mate for that. But what a cross by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. That was absolutely fantastic. I'm just messaging Charlie Austin. Sit down, you Pratt. Sit down, you Pratt. Lovely cross, though. What a lovely cross. Let's have a look at some of those super chats that have come in. Didn't Wan-Bissaka have the same amount of assists as Shaw last season, or am I mistaken? Says Ty. Alanga better than James, in my opinion, says Sebastian Budry. What a beauty. We roll the ball like Klopp wants to. Amazing. This excites me for real. Love the show. Burnt. Hope you and the family doing well, says Bjorn. Thank you. What a finish by Alanga. Pleasantly surprised by him as a player. I think Ollie likes him a lot. A lovely little ball into Alanga again. And unlucky. I think Alanga's very exciting, actually. Let's just spend a moment on Alanga. And let me just explain myself here. The reason I stick up for Wan-Bissaka, and it's very funny, isn't it? I was literally saying this before the game. We're having a chat about Wan-Bissaka because he's been getting a lot of shit in the press today because of talk shit. And I love it when people get sat down. And what I was basically saying before the game is that Aaron Wan-Bissaka's had a difficult 18 months. I think he's one of the best signing start-offs I've ever seen. When we first bought him, he was brilliant. Then we had COVID, he came back and he's been a bit inconsistent. He's had bad games, he's had good games. But people want to drop him for Trippier. He spent a year playing next to Lindelof, and I think he tucks in because of Lindelof, and now he's got Varane. That's going to help him massively. He's still learning his trade. I also think going forward he's improved massively, and that's why that cross really impressed me. And secondly, and the most important thing is, he's younger than Luke Shaw. And in Wan-Bissaka, I see a really good fullback, like I did with Luke Shaw. And I had to put up with people telling me Luke Shaw's fat, Luke Shaw's shit. And I was like, I think he's a good player. I think he's a really good player. And lo and behold, it's come to pass. And I think the same thing's going to happen with Wan-Bissaka. I think people are going to look very, very silly. You've seen the workouts Alanga puts in. He's a beast, says Dan Harding. And what a finish by Alanga, says Alex, as we've said. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're trying to get to 80,000. I think United have got a free kick on the edge of the box here. Greenwood has been fouled on the edge of the box. Could be a real opportunity for Juan Mata. Yes, it is. Go on, change the score to 2-0. Mata will score this. This is a Mata goal. This has got Juan Mata 2-0 written all over it. I'm telling you now. Juan Mata 2-0. Unless Pereira takes it. And to be fair, Pereira can score free kicks. I've seen him do it. Juan Mata's on the free kick. Let's have a look what happens. Right on the edge of the box, left side. Juan Mata's behind it. Andreas behind it as well. Mata into the top corner. Curly whirly. Pereira. Oh, for God. Get out, Pereira. You bloody prat. What's he doing with that? He's just kicked. He's passed it into the foot of the wall. Why? Even if the wall jumped, which nobody jumps anymore, it would have rolled through to the keeper barely. Absolutely terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Absolutely rubbish. That was terrible. Matt, what? Why have we kept you, Juan, if you're going to give up free kicks? Come on. You're having a laugh, man. You're having a bloody laugh. Don't know what that was all about. Absolutely no idea. Uh, 17 minutes gone. United winning 1-0. Pleasantly surprised by that. Pleasantly happy. No one's going to buy Pereira. In fact, I've just realised there might be people out there who aren't paying for MUTV and are just watching the watch-along. Oh, Pereira is brilliant. I tell you what, if I was Watford or Lazio and United said they want 20 million, I'd do the deal now. I'd do it. That's the bargain of... Forget Varane for 34 million. Forget Koundé for 25 million. Pereira for 20 million. He would change Watford or Lazio. No, they've had him on loan. They already know. Oh, if I was Roma or Sevilla or Watford... Andreas Pereira's tearing it up. Man of the match. He's just too good. £20 million? I'll tell you what, someone needs to be on the phone to United before half time because that You've got to be front of the queue here. 20 million for Pereira. Whoa, I tell you what, someone's going to get a bargain. Oh, yeah. The Auditor CV, thank you very much for joining the Members Club. If you aren't watching the show and you're just watching the watch-along, Pereira's not playing very well. I'm trying to sell him. I'm trying to work up some business. Good layoff by Pereira. 5-yard pass. Oh, what's going on at the back there? Goes out for a goal kick, a corner. That's not Wan-Bissaka's fault. That's just poor defending. I don't know who it was. Corner to Brentford, who have been a bit disappointing. United have been very good so far. Corner to Brentford. Headed away. Van der Beek will be on in the second half yet. Oh, what a goal! Oh, my life! Oh, my say! I tell you what, pre-season or not, that's a howitzer. That's an absolute belter. Someone call NASA. There's a rocket at Old Trafford. That's an absolute smacker. Oh, smacker Rooney or what? It reminded me of Rooney. What a hit. What a hit. Comes to the edge of the box. Up in the air. Bounce. Bang. Oh, top corner with your left foot. How do you fancy that? Look at this from number 26. Oh. Rap, 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 rap. That's sweet. That's a sweet hit. I tell you what, I'm glad it's pre-season. You can appreciate it. Absolute banger of a goal. What a strike. Brentford, 1-1. What a hit. What a hit. Lovely stuff. Well, yeah, it's pre-season. It's only pre-season. It's only pre-season. Poor defending from Manchester United, though. Yeah, yeah. Poor defending from United again. Of course, I think we went 1-0 up in the last game, didn't we? I've sort of written off the Crystal Palace, the QPR game, but I'm pretty sure we went 1-0 up in that game. We did. We did. Fantastic goal. What a hit, says Vignesh. It was fantastic. It was absolutely incredible, Mark. Absolutely fantastic. First thing that came to my mind was, could it be magic? Alanga wanted a free kick on the edge of the box. Didn't get it. Whoa, pump it up. He did get it. It's on right on the edge of the box. It's not shootable. It's more of a cross here for Mata. That was a lovely goal by Brentford. And the only reason I'm giving it some love is because it's pre-season. Got no interest in... Oh, Greenwood from the edge of the box this time. Couldn't get it through the crowd. Bang, 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 bang. I've been watching Grease. What a classic film Grease is. Greenwood's shot was going wide. Hey Mark, do you believe a CDM completes this team, or do you think we still need 1 to 2 more players? If so, what positions? Says Matt Owen, who loves the channel. Thanks for the super chat, by the way. It's not a penalty. It's not a penalty. I think Alanga was... Well, Alanga was fouled on the edge of the box, but it was given as a free kick. Darren G says Greece is rubbish. Well, you're spelling it wrong for a start. No, you're spelling it right. I spelled it like the country, which is wrong. Nearly 20,000 watching. Thanks everyone tuning in for a pre-season game. Please smash a like on the video. And do... Actually, I'm just going to give a shout out here. Please subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner, because... we are closing in on 80,000 subscribers and we want to try and hit it today. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Let's see if we can hit 80,000 subscribers during the stream. Good play by Greenwood there, carrying the ball forward. Gets it wide to Brandon. Brandon Williams, very right-footed because he's right-footed. He's got no left foot. Greenwood, he's in the box. Brandon Williams goes down. I don't know whether Greenwood tripped him. Comes to Matic, edge of the box. Too many touches, Matic. Oh, my God. Bit static, Matic there. 23 minutes gone. Well back. Well back. It's the pink boots, Marcus, says Matthew Breen. I like Nemanja Matic, but he's done. He's absolutely done at the top level. And I saw somebody today, and I didn't bite on social media. They were like, you can tell how much you know about football by whether you think Matic is finished or not. And Goldbridge thinks Matic is finished. And they weren't saying it in a good way. They were trying to say I don't know anything about football, which is a weird thing to say because I think we all know something about football. But I'm telling you now, you don't define how much you define how much you know about football by whether you think Spurs are a title contending team, which they're not. If you think they are, you probably don't know a lot about football. By saying Matic is finished, that's not an out there statement. That doesn't expose you as an idiot. I like Matic. I bloody wish he was prime Matic, but he hardly kicked a ball last season. We chose McFred. I tell you what, you can tell Matic is finished by the fact that McFred were picked over him numerous times, because Matic is the best CDM we've got when he's on form. He's not on form anymore because he's just not up to it anymore. And Ollie knows that. Ollie already knows that. He's a great player to have around, says Only Fresh Designs. Why is that then? Has he got good banter, good jokes? Cook a good lasagna when you've had a hard training session? Why is he a great player to have around? Give me a job, Ollie. I've got real jokes. I can make people laugh. I can act like a prat. Give me 80 grand a week. I'll tell you what, be a right old laugh. I don't mind being the butt of the jokes. I don't mind being, locked in the toilets and tipping buckets of water over me. You can do what you bloody like for 80 grand a week. Within reason. I'm not doing anything sexual. But 80 grand a week, I'll be a great person to have around. You can put me in a trolley and push me down a hill. Anything. I'll do it. Dun, 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 dun. What's your thoughts on pre-season? We should have had more games, says Karen. At first, would get 90 minutes runs out at max prior to the start game, same as last year. Well, I think, aren't Arsenal playing Chelsea twice as well? Pre-season's really weird this year because we needed the break, and we did need the break, but also I think pre-season's a bit disjointed. We were apparently going to be playing against Liverpool in Gibraltar at one point. Matici for the Bants, says Sebastian Podri. We need Matic from 5 or 6 years ago, says Matthew Brink. Yeah, I'd have that Matic. I definitely would. I've actually played on that pitch in midfield and ran the game and got 2 assists. Oh, terrible ball there. Here is Tony. But that's a good ball down the line. United. I'm too old now. I'm older than Matic. Bloody hell. We're only 100 subscribers away from 80,000. So please subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Let's push through for the 80,000. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. Every morning at 10 a.m. with the news show as well. And obviously match days. Match reaction. We'll have player ratings that you can vote for through the website in the second half as well. Tempo slowed down a little bit. 26 minutes gone. Just need to up the tempo a bit. I do wonder about our fitness levels. What do you think about our fitness levels? Don't think about now. What do you think about our general fitness levels? I'd love to speak to somebody independently who looks at Manchester United running distances and intensity. Because I think we're a very fit team, and that was proved last year by using the same 14 players over a 60-game season. I think if I was describing United, I think we're a marathon running team, but I don't think we're a sprinter. I don't think we're a quick team. I think we're a steady team fitness-wise, because our intensity is not fast. I just think we're a stamina. And I almost wanted to liken it to making love, but I'm not going to. Man United take their time. They're very... Ooh, I thought he'd scored there. Pereira on the... Was it Brandon Williams on the overlap? Just hit it over the bar. Yeah, but you're saying Spurs ain't contenders. Well, no... Disrespect, Mark. Neither was Leicester. Look what happened there. JT, I'm going to tell you a story right now. If Leicester win the league, if Spurs win the league this season, or next season, or the season after that, or even the season... If Spurs win the league in the next 4 years, I will, within reason, do something ridiculous as a forfeit. Like, you know, ridiculous. Like, I will wear a pink dress every stream I do for the whole season after they've won the league. Spurs won't win the league in the next 4 years. They just won't. And I know Leicester won the league, but that world don't exist anymore. That year, I think Spurs were the closest team to them for most of it until they bottled second place. Like, everybody was shit that year and Leicester were good. That's not going to happen. You're not going to get a season in the next 3 or 4 years where Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea and City are all dreadful, and Leicester benefited from that. Luke Shaw redemption season incoming, says Milo. Did he not have that last year? Matic manager, Mata assistant coach, Ollie football director, United DNA, says Sebastian Bodry. And also, hi Mark, Pogba posted himself on FaceTime with Varane with eye emojis. You love to see it. Yeah, I think Pogba will be here next year. Champions League Varane or Championship Ben White, says Abhishek. I think you've answered your own question there, man. Here's Mata. Nice little ball into Greenwood. Falls over. We've definitely been better than the QPR game, though. If anybody wants a little bit of... I can't pay you, but if anybody wants to provide us with a little bit of analysis, how many pre-season games have Brentford had this season and what have their results been? In fact, I might... You know what? Might just do it myself. Let's have a look. It might tell me. So, Brentford have played three pre-season games. They beat Wimbledon 1-0 on Saturday. They beat Boreham Wood 2-0. And then they beat Watford 3-1. So they've had a couple of games. When they played Watford at the weekend, we've got no lineup, so we don't know. So this is game 4 for them. They're playing West Ham on Saturday and then they're playing Valencia. Bloody hell, they've got a much better pre-season than us. We're playing Brentford. We're playing Preston and Everton. They're playing Valencia and West Ham. Mark, would you take Neves to play as CDM, says Vicky. I'm not watching Pogba on Instagram. I'm watching Manchester United play football. If that's the sort of thing that gets you excited, then you crack on and go and watch it. But I'm not watching Pogba on Instagram. I'm watching Manchester United play football. We don't even know if Pogba's going to be a player next year. And as I said at the start of the stream, is there a right answer with Pogba? Do we let him go? Do we let him run his contract down? Do we give him silly money? I don't know. So, and I don't think the Instagram story is going to answer that very hard question. Wan-Bissaka's looking good, says UC Wesley. Yeah, I'm very happy to see Wan-Bissaka looking good. I really want to see him develop this year and get better. I think he can be another Luke Shaw. Jay's just messaged me off the channel. He says, game slow, a 2-year-old on a tricycle. Commentators haven't called out Pereira once. Another Phil Jones we can't get rid of. Yeah, remember it's 1-1. Jim White, foul on Brentford there. What do we got? 31 minutes. Jones and Varane in the same team. We now have the best and worst in the league, says Rahul. Why is Andreas playing, says Afran. I think we're trying to sell him. But sometimes I think Man United would be better off doing a lucky dip. I've mentioned this before. What I think United should do in the transfer window, trying to get rid of some of the deadwood. If you put people like Pereira in the shop window, as I said, it's a bit like a jigsaw that's got 100 pieces. You put it in the shop window and you sell it as a 100-piece jigsaw with 80 pieces. No one's going to buy it, right? Same with Phil Jones. You put Phil Jones in the shop window and it's an Easter egg, but all you can see is the foil with a few crumbs of chocolate. No one's going to buy it. What United need to do is get creative. They need to do a lucky dip. We've got 5 tickets for sale, right? You might get Paul Pogba. For 20 million, you might get Paul Pogba. You might get Pereira or Jones or Matic or someone else. But they've got to pay 20 million. It's called the transfer lucky dip. And then we don't put Pogba in it. We just put Jones and Pereira in it as a lucky dip. Oh look, you've paid as the check bounced. No, it's in the account. Right. Oh, look what you've got. You've got Phil Jones for 20 million. Unlucky. It could have been Paul Pogba. It's not. Typical Lingard for United. Running around a lot and not doing much after quick start. Sell, says John Williams. Yeah, I mean, Lingard's been quite similar to the game against QPR, hasn't he? He's looked bright in the first 5 minutes and then disappeared. Mark, who would be your ideal midfield signing for this rebuild, says Chris Hewitt. Declan Rice. Do you think Ollie will use more subs this season, says Matt Owen? I've got no insight into that, Matt, really. Just going back to Lingard, though, and it's the same for Juan Mata. These are players that want to be part of United's story next season. We ain't playing great teams in pre-season, and I don't think those two players have done anywhere near enough. Like, they've just looked okay. And this is the problem. When they play for United in the Carabao Cup, they just look okay. So yeah, I'm not feeling any United player in this game. I'm going, oh yeah, they've done really, really well. Apart from Alanga and Wan-Bissaka, who both had a part to play in the goal. So yeah, Alanga is Swedish, as we know. Well, maybe people might not know that. John, thank you very much. What do we think of Brentford? I think they'll go straight back down. I'm very happy for them to get promoted, but I think they'll go straight back down. Nice little cross to the back post, cleared away by Matic. Go on then. Go on then. How's your look? Here's Greenwood. No one wanted that. Alanga and Greenwood got to get physical, lads. Matic reminds me of playing football, you know. You can tell there used to be a good player there, but it's like, you know, I've got a bad back. Oh, injury here. Alanga's gone down. It got a bit physical. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're trying to get up to 80,000. Can I just say as well, while we're having a break in the play, big up to Boohooman Activewear. I'm wearing some of it here. 40% off through the link in the video description. It's well worth checking out that link and having a look because I've got loads of Boohooman Activewear. I wear it all the time. For FIFA, I wear it when I'm doing a bit of old shadow boxing. I always knock them out. Bit of a run, which I haven't done in a long time, but I will wear it for that. But they've got shorts and t-shirt combos. They've got tracksuits. They've got tops like this. They've got fantastic hoodies that I can't show you them because the white bit is so bright on the lights, but it's lovely. I might put a picture on my Instagram, actually. But link in the video description. 40% off for United Stand viewers with the code United Stand. Big shout out to Boohooman Activewear. If you're like me, you'll really like some of the stuff they've got. And Sebastian Bodry says, does McTominay have something bad on Ollie? Well, he's not playing today. And Sarab says, I know it's just pre-season, but in the hindsight, it shows that Ollie clearly relies on the quality of players and he himself is quite inept coaching-wise. Yeah, I was just about to put a tweet out, actually, because I haven't really said much about this game. I don't know why I'm feeling so sad. I'm not singing the Beatles. Why are you singing the Beatles? Good cross by Brentford. Headed away. So 8 minutes to go. Does anyone know what the capacity is in the game here? I'd be interested to know because it's a sellout for what United could sell. Brentford, I think, are coming more and more into this game. I don't know what you lot think. If anyone wants to know what the Pogba story is about, he did an Instagram post where he put some eyes on because he was FaceTiming Varane, who is smiling. That's really there. 30,000 people are at Old Trafford. Okay, so it's not even half full, is it? Renato Sanchez. Cross coming in from Brentford here. Shit, I just remembered something. And Man United clear it with the header. You know, I have so many lists to do. Man United in the box here. Another shot. And it'll probably be another corner here. Pereira keeps it in. That's better by Pereira, to be fair. And Brentford, we should win that. Matic. That guy, I've just blocked you. Don't know whether you were joking or not, but I'm going to block you. Twat. Hello, Mark. I'm going to pick my name, Mark, as my confirmation big name because of you. This is a bit of a stupid comment by Shub. He says, Matt, and sorry, Shub, I don't mean it. Well, I mean, it is a stupid comment. I'm not saying you're stupid. I'm not being disrespectful. I just think it's a bit of a stupid comment that I'm going to sort of explain why it's stupid. He says, Matic is 32 and Cavani's 34. Surely Matic can play more for the first team. Wayne Rooney was finished at 28. Ronaldo's still going at 36. You cannot judge the entire world on age and say that Matic can't be finished at 32 because Cavani's not finished at 34. Different people, different bodies. Matic's deterioration means he's done at 32 in the Premier League. Cavani at 34 isn't. Ronaldo could probably come and play in the Premier League at 36. So everybody's different. You know, at 32 there'll be plenty of players who can still run a midfield. Matic can't. I don't think Mata's that old, but he's physically not up to it anymore. At Old Trafford, I've been told to sit down in the standing section. Not a happy bunny. Come on, you Reds, says Brody Hanley. Nice ball into Alanga. Wide to... Oh, no. Great. Oh, who hit that? Is that Lingard? Absolutely crap shot, Jesse. Should have scored there. Laid him off edge of the box. He's having a bit of a smile about it. But it was good play by United. Really good play by United. Fast tempo. Brentford, I tell you what, I think Brentford are going to concede a lot of goals in the Premier League. They leave a lot of space on the break. They commit a lot of men forward. Yeah, he's got to do better there, Jesse. He's running straight onto it. Edge of the box. Bang. I think it might have deflected though because we've got a corner. Probably did hit it all right. Good cross there by Mata, I think it was. Cleared away. Sorry if you've already been asked this, but out of the other transfers United rivals have had... Luke Jones with the super chat says, out of the other transfers United rivals have done, close to doing, which are you most envious of? Well, I don't know. I'm not envious of Konate to Liverpool. I'm not envious of Koundé to Chelsea. I think they're good signings for Liverpool and Chelsea. I like both players, but I'm not envious because we've got Varane. I will be envious of Man City if they get Grealish. I'm not envious of City if they get Harry Kane, funnily enough. I mean, Harry Kane for me is a good player, but I'm not massively worried. Lovely ball into Lingard. Cut back. And not a great cut back either. Keeper's got hold of it. Not a lot of options in the box. But yeah, Grealish I'd be envious of. And if Chelsea did get Haaland, I'd be envious of that one as well. So, yeah. White Owl says he's envious of Koundé. I do like Koundé, but I'm happier with Varane. You know, much happier than Varane. Mata. United looking like they might get a second goal here. We're suddenly having a 5-minute press, although Pereira's just absolutely been bantered there, and now the midfield's out. The midfield's out as Brentford come away and spread it out wide to the right. Pereira got turned by a bottle top. Oh, what a lovely cross into the box. I think it was Tony on the stretch. Lovely cross into the box. United centre-backs were taken out, and I thought even Tony had a slide-in goal there. He didn't, and it remains 1-1. It's a lovely cross, and he's never getting on the end of that. Stretch Armstrong's not getting on the end of that. Go Gadget Legs isn't getting on the end of that. Casper says Matic has been man of the match. I don't think he's been terrible, to be fair, Casper. But I don't think he's been man of the match. Lil says he doesn't understand the value of playing Pereira. Who else would he play? But I'll tell you where I've been proven right. A lot of people said Garner should be playing. Well, if Ollie's picking Pereira ahead of Garner, it shows you everything about what Ollie thinks about Garner. He's definitely not ready. It's raining a lot in Manchester. There's Bruno sat in the crowd with Tellez. Bruno, Bruno, Bruno. We should see Garner and Donny at some point in the second half. Alanga's been good. Wan-Bissaka's been good. Matic has been okay. Centre-backs. I don't think Twansebi and Alanga have really looked that good, considering that they played together at many different levels. I don't think they've really looked that confident throughout any of our pre-season games, to be honest with you. Pereira's been okay-ish. Lingard's been a bit quiet. Matt has been a bit quiet. You'd expect more. You'd expect more. But these players, they're not used to playing with each other, are they? Bruno, Bruno, Bruno. Da, 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 da. He goes left, he goes right. He's na 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 na. It's been a better half than I expected, to be honest, from United. I know I know some people will say, "What you're talking out your ass," but ultimately, I think that we could have played better. Of course, half time we could have played better, but I didn't expect us to actually play that well because I thought against QPR we were absolutely dreadful. So, I'm not massively unhappy with that half, if I'm honest with you. Get Pereira off and bring on Van der Beek, says Dan Grant. Thanks for the super chats, by the way. Harry Brown, who would be your first choice for a midfield signing? I think mine would be Camavinga. Well, look, we may as well we'll talk about the latest transfer news. I wanted to go through that anyway at half time, but let's just talk about that first half. Manchester United 1, Brentford 1. It is pre-season. You don't learn a lot from pre-season. I don't think it would matter if Lingard had scored 4 and Mata had scored 4. I still don't necessarily think that they're players that are really going to make much of an impact on our first team this season. But Alanga's been impressive, and Elias says he's the new Zlatan. Aaron Wan-Bissaka looks so much better than last season, looks more hungry on the ball and going forward. Way better, says Josh. Yeah, big up for Wan-Bissaka. Unfairly getting a load of shit today, and I think he's a fantastic player. But for me, better than QPR, which is what you want to see in pre-season. Still think tactically we're a little bit indecisive and slow. But Brentford leave a lot of space on the break, and we've looked dangerous on the break. Is that a step forward for United? No, we know we're good on the break. What I want to see is being good against the low block, and we still are quite submissive and slow in that sense. And I hope that's going to improve because I can't see us having a good season if we keep playing the same way as we did last year. We've got to be more. We've got to up the tempo. We've got to move the ball quicker. But look, let's have a look at some of the latest transfer news because life's too short to dwell on that first half. It wasn't fantastic. One prediction I would make, if that's the way Brentford play this season, they will get battered a few times and they will go straight back down. They're very open at the back and they leave themselves very open at the back. Let's talk about the latest transfer news, though, because there has been some news today. First of all, Fabrizio Romano, let me just get the quotes for you, but Fabrizio Romano has spoken today about some news. He said Manchester United are working hard to extend Bruno Fernandes' contract. They've been talking to his agency for a month. After signing Sancho and Varane, Manchester United's priority is to keep all their top players happy with their salary, and that's why Bruno's contract is a priority. Saul Niguez is a player that Manchester United have always appreciated. Atletico Madrid are ready to sell if an important bid around 40 to 45 million euro rise. As of now, United have been very quiet around Saul Niguez. Now, 40 to 45 million is about 30 to 35 million pounds. I mean, for Saul Niguez, I would say what somebody said to me the other day, and it was a very good point. I didn't watch La Liga last year. I do rate Saul Niguez, but I didn't watch La Liga last year. What if I was going to get Saul Niguez at Manchester United, I would very much be looking to do a very thorough medical on him. Because why is Saul Niguez available for 30 to 35 million pounds? I mean, Avnish says Saul Niguez is not good anymore. I mean, he's on a lifetime contract virtually. It's not like he's got 1 year left on his deal. So I don't know what's going on with Saul Niguez. But if he's available for 35 million pounds, Atletico Madrid are very desperate to get rid of him, and I'd be looking at what's happening there. Fabrizio Romano saying that Matic might leave United this summer. Well, he mentioned that on the show with us on Monday. Man United are looking at Camavinga's situation. They're in direct contact but not progressing. Let's see if they'll go for him in the coming days. That's from Fabrizio Romano. Manchester United are interested in Camavinga. They love him. Manchester United love Camavinga. I love doing that. Have held direct contact with him and his agents and Rennes to understand his price, which is around 35 million euros, so less than 30 million pounds. But United need to decide about midfielders, and that's why the situation is quiet. Look, if Matic goes and Camavinga comes in, I'm happy. Oh, it's Manchester United have always been scouting Declan Rice, says Fabrizio Romano, but at the moment his price is too high, more than 80 million, and that's why United are not in advanced negotiations for him. I mean, look, if I would love Declan Rice at Manchester United. I'd get very excited about a title, actually winning the title if we brought a player of that quality in, but his price is too much. Nothing between Leon Goretzka and Manchester United. And on Paul Pogba, Fabrizio Romano has said Manchester United's priority now is to understand the final situation of Paul Pogba, if he's willing to extend or not. At the moment, it's nothing advanced between him and PSG, who are interested in him, but it's not something happening in some days. So it's going to rumble on with Paul Pogba. And Fabrizio, this is music to my ears. This is classic Coldplay. After signing Varane, Manchester United are now looking at the situation of midfielders. That's from Fabrizio Romano, so I'm very happy about that. Sky Sports News are also saying that Jesse Lingard's Old Trafford future is still uncertain. While Solskjaer said the midfielder was still in his plans, West Ham remain interested in bringing him back to the London Stadium. They're also willing to sell several fringe players, including James Garner, Phil Jones, Andres Pereira and Facundo Pellistri. But Garner and Pellistri will be loan players. They won't be leaving on anything else. So yeah, I don't think anything will happen with that. So the midfield situation, let's just go back to that. That is very, very exciting for me. Very, very exciting for me, because I think that what we're looking at there is a player and a team that... a position that we really need to look at. I think we all know that. We do. And I want to come back to that. We've got a couple of super chats. Alex Hampshire says, Mark, why do you think there is an apparent disregard for Matic in the CDM talk? If we aren't signing someone, then isn't Matic better than McFred? No, Alex, he isn't. His pedigree is, and in his prime he is, but he's not in his prime anymore. That's the problem with Matic. I don't think any United fan disrespects Matic. I think we all like Matic and we all think he's a very good player. The problem with Matic is he's clearly not that player anymore. You know, it happens to us all. We get older and we're not as good as we once were. Hi, Mark. Thoughts on Charlie Austin's comments about Wan-Bissaka? I thought it was universally accepted he's one of the best defensive right-backs. Look, I don't want to talk about Charlie Austin. He's the French he's the French Lacazette. He's a prat. And, he's just doing it to get some notice, really. And I don't blame him for that, because ultimately he's a championship player and he wants a career in media. And basically, if you're an ex-player who goes on Talk Sport, the most number one thing you need to talk for Talk Sport as an ex-player is shit. I don't even think it's their idea. I think Charlie gets up in the morning. How we doing, producer? Can you say this about Wan-Bissaka? It'll go trending on Twitter. Job's a good one, because it's nonsense, absolutely nonsense. Charlie Austin is the French Lacazette because Lacazette is the... No. He's the English Lacazette because Lacazette is the French Charlie Austin. That was it. Okay, I get mixed up because I've always done it the other way around. That's what she said. Anyway, Wan-Bissaka's been getting a lot of stick. But to anybody who wants an intelligent football conversation, I'll say what I said before the game. I'm with Aaron Wan-Bissaka. The same. This reminds me of Luke Shaw a couple of years ago. Luke Shaw's fat. He's crap. Let's sell him. His positional sense is this. His positional sense is that. And I said, and some other people did say it as well, I think Luke Shaw is a very good left back who will be one of Europe's best. And now here we are 2 years later, and he is. I'm going to say the same about Wan-Bissaka. I think Wan-Bissaka is getting better and better as a fullback. He's a young fullback. We spent £50 million on him. He's a brilliant defender, and I think Raphael Varane is going to make him even better, just the way Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw have made each other better. I think Varane's going to make Wan-Bissaka better. I think Sancho's going to make him better. And I think if Wan-Bissaka was a 6 out of 10 right back last season, I think he's going to go up to an 8 out of 10 this year. I think he's a fantastic right back, and I think he will end up being one of Europe's best right backs. And I think all these idiots who are saying he's no good, let's bring Trippier in. I mean, let's bring Trippier in, but I don't want to see Wan-Bissaka being dropped. I think he's one that's going to get better and better. And I think I'll be right about that. Maybe I'll be wrong. Do you think we should sell Martial and give that squad petition to Ahmad? Surely makes the most sense and gives us 40 million for a midfielder. I would keep Martial, mate. Sean, I would keep Martial because I think that last season was not very good, and I understand why people say to sell him, but I just would keep Martial for another year and see what happens, because he can always go for 40 million next year. Sorry, Mark, but I've just tuned in after putting kids to bed. Do you mind going a quick review of the first half, please, says Nicholas Evans. Yeah, I mean, better than QPR. Good goal by Elanga, good cross by Wan-Bissaka. They've played well. Mata and Lingard have been quiet. Pereira's not been great. Matic has been okay. Williams has looked out of place at left back because he's right-footed. Mengi and Twansebi have been okay, but they just don't look right together. And Heaton's not really had a lot to do because it was a brilliant goal by Brentford. So 1-1's probably about right. Bit better tempo than QPR, but still we're not firing on all cylinders. We're not really learning a lot. Sorry, Mark. That was from Nicholas Evans. Thanks for the super chats that are coming in. You can do that through the $sign if you wish. Ryan Taylor says, Mark, Wan-Bissaka is a talent. Trippier is the Poundland version. I like Trippier, but I just don't really see the point in bringing him in. Because what if, Trippier's the sort of player that will want to play. And if you're going to pick Trippier, you're going to drop Wan-Bissaka. I think Trippier's a dangerous deal for United. I think they think Trippier's going to be like Tellez, but I don't think you get that lucky twice. Mark, is Camavinga the only realistic CDM option you see as signing? If we sign him, do you think he will be what makes us challenge for the title, says Matt Owen. Well, I do want to talk about the midfielder, but first of all, before I do that, please subscribe to the channel, bottom right-hand corner. We're getting very close to 80,000. We're only 20 away. Bottom right-hand corner to subscribe. We're 20 away from 80,000 subscribers. We're live every night at 8 o'clock. We're live every morning at 10 a.m. with the news. So please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. And remember, in the second half, we will put up the player ratings webpage where you can vote for every player on their player ratings, 6 being the average, and then we go through that on the match reaction. So thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Mark, can you and the people in the chat settle an argument for me, Vidic or Ferdinand, says Devin Ruckley. Well, for me, I think most people will go with Ferdinand, but I've always said Vidic. Vidic is one of my favourite ever players for United. I just loved him as a centre-back. He would head a demolition ball away. He was just unbelievable. Unbelievable leader, unbelievably strong, attacked every high ball. I just loved him. Absolutely loved him. The better. It's a bit like Ronaldo and Messi. I prefer Ronaldo over Messi. I totally admit that Messi's the better talent and Ferdinand was the better talent, but Vidic was just something about him. Edgar says, Lingard, Mata, James all stopping Alinga and Ahmad from being in the first team at the moment. No point having so much talent when they never get a run. I think that's a great point by Edgar as well. I really think that's a great point. And I've said it before. For me, keeping people like Juan Mata and Jesse Lingard and Dan James, it just stops the Alangas coming through. And I think that's a really good point. But look, tonight is a good point, a really, really good point, that look at the midfield. You've got Pereira playing. Should that not be Garner or Levitt? Van der Beek's coming on in the second half, so Garner and Levitt, one of them's not going to get much time. I think that, all right, we're trying to put Pereira in the shop window, I hope, but he's still getting game time over people who I'd like to see more. Did you see Pogba and Varane on Instagram stories? Incoming Varane, says Victor. Yeah, well, we know Varane's coming in. I think the Pogba future is very interesting to see what happens with that. Please also remember, we've got the old 80s vibes with the Boohoo Man Active thing below me. 40% off with Boohoo Man Active. Links in the video description. You can get 40% off. I'm wearing one of their polos at the moment. I must say that the texture on this is so nice. They're so cool to wear on these summer evenings. And I don't just mean I look cool, I feel cool in it. They've also got loads of training gear for down the gym or down the beach, shorts and t-shirt combos, loads of stuff. I've got loads of it. Fantastic. Links in the video description for Boohoo Man. Check it out. And you can get 40% off with the code United Stand. Thank you very much to Boohoo Man and the Active Range. Love Matter, but he's dusted. Sick of jobs for the boys, says Ryan Taylor. And thank you very much for the super chats that have been coming in as well. Will we see some substitutions at half time? I don't know. I've just got it back on the screen now. I'm just waiting to see what happens with that. Clement says, what's the news on Camavinga? So I did want to talk about the midfield situation. The midfield situation is basically this. Manchester United are looking for a midfielder. This is coming from Fabrizio Romano. Goretzka, forget about it. Saul Niguez, it's very, very quiet. Saul Niguez is very, very quiet, as I said. You've got Camavinga, which I've always said this about Camavinga. Manchester United and Camavinga, very, very interesting, because we are in a position with Camavinga where we do like him, according to Fabrizio Romano, and we do want him. We're just about to make a decision on what we're going to do with him. So let's wait and see what happens with Camavinga. I think Camavinga is still the most likely player for United because he's the player that we've been linked to the most. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but look, if we get Camavinga, we keep Pogba, we've got Varane and Sancho. I'm happy with that for the summer. It could have been better. We could have got an Ndidi or someone like that, but I would take that. Mark, I can't wait for the Leeds game with Varane and Sancho, hopefully Rice as well, says Sebastian Bodry. Of course, my big problem is if we get Camavinga, is can he hold the midfield? I think he can. I've got people telling me I'm an idiot, but I think he can. He's 18 years of age. Two of his best assets are his tackling and his tenacity. He's also very good at passing, so he can hold the midfield. But whether he will hold the midfield or not, I don't know. I don't know whether that would happen. And I still think he's looking at McTominay to do that. Right, Diego Dalot is coming on. I think he might be playing at left back because Wan-Bissaka's still got his kit on. Not that we want to see him with his kit off. We want to see him with his tracksuit top off if he's going to come on. But Manchester United are back here, ready to go. I think there's only one substitution at the moment. But let me just start the clock. Looks like Dalot is playing at left back. And there are no other substitutions because ultimately Ollie is trying to build up the fitness in the legs of these players now, the key players. So you're not going to see brand new teams at half time. This is what happens in pre-season. You stick with the same players a lot more. Donny will get half an hour, I think. So I'm just looking to see if Dalot is playing at left back. And yes, Dalot is on at left back. So the one substitution there, which he's on the ball now, in fact. So we're just going to take Williams off and bring on Dalot. Brandon Williams. There you are. I don't think I've got a Diego Dalot. Oh, I haven't got Diego Dalot because he was on loan last year. I can't change that one. I can't change it. We're not playing with 10 men. I've got bloody Rojo. Why have I got Rojo and I haven't got Dalot? That's really weird. I haven't got a Diego Dalot. I've even got an Agarlo. I haven't got Dalot. I'll just have to keep it as it is. Diego Dalot's on at left back. Just double checking. No, I ain't got him. Disappointing. Disappointed, Bridge. Love Island's on. Don't go and watch Love Island. What are you doing with your life? Put Agarlo at left back, says Marvin. Does sound a little bit like Dalot. Doesn't really, does it? So, 1-1. We're looking forward to seeing Van der Beek coming on. Oh, shut up telling me how to pronounce the name. Swivel on it. Do you think I really give a shit? God, some people are just really pedantic. I don't understand people, I really don't, who get all arsey about names. I couldn't give a toss, to be honest with you. Corner given away by Brentford. Cross coming in for United. It's chucking it down with rain. Maybe that's why he kicked it out. That water doesn't smell right. I'm not reading out that super chat, Tiago. I don't care. This is not the place for the grammar, please, or pronunciation, please. crap corner. Brentford on the attack from it. I mean, Brentford aren't the most dynamic team going forward either. I've got to say, they've had opportunities to hit us on the break, and they're quite a slow tempo team as well, Brentford. Am I doing an 8 o'clock show? What, at 9 o'clock? I'll tell you what, I wish I did have the ability to go back in time, but me doing an 8 o'clock show is pretty impossible when it's 9 o'clock. People are defending Delo already. Apparently he made a mistake on the ball. Here's Matic. Does my chair swivel yet? It does. Although you can swivel on that if you want. Donny can't get a game. Oh, mate. XTF. People need to chill out. People need to chill out. I knew yesterday Delo was getting half a game and Van der Beek was going to get half an hour. They're building up their match fitness. This is their first pre-season game. 45 minutes is more than enough. And I think Donny's just coming back from an injury as well. So he will get half an hour. That's what Donny will get. It's just all about building up match fitness. I'd be more excited for Donny in the Preston game because he'll probably start that game. People were going on about it in before the game, getting really worried about it. I really wouldn't worry about it. You know, people were moaning on social media about how Ollie's an idiot because he's not starting Donny van der Beek. And I think, well, those people on social media have got a good play here. Nice, quite. Look at that. I love that from United. One-touch passing. Look how space opens up when you do one-touch passing. Lingard with the shot. It was quite a good shot, actually. I think he was a bit greedy to shoot from there. Oh, my God! Oh, my God! Andreas Pereira has just sat everybody down. What a goal by Andreas Pereira. Bloody hell. If you thought the Brentford goal was good, that's a bloody rocket. That is Tekkers. That is absolutely fantastic. Quick, sell him now. Sell him now. What a hit. This is a shot from Lingard. It bounces out from about 40 yards. And the technique on this by Pereira, I'm not messing about. He's about 30 yards out. But, oh, the volley is delightful. And it hits the bar and does that bounce down over the line. It's such a good goal by Pereira. The technique is fantastic. Look at that. Oh, it's straight in the top corner as well. My eyes. Oh, it's like watching the sun. It's just blinding. Absolutely blinding. That is one of the best goals I've ever seen. That is one of the best goals I've ever seen. That Pereira goal. Oh, unbelievable. One of the best hits I've ever seen, that. Unbelievable. Oh, well, hopefully that'll get... Well, fair play, Ollie. It might have put him in the shop window now. I'm not speechless because I know he's got that technique on the shot. It's everything else he does in a game that worries me. But that was just fantastic. Pre-season, we've seen 2 classic goals tonight for pre-season. It's a shame they've happened in pre-season for both lads, really, because the Brentford player would have thought he scored the best goal of the night easily, and then Pereira's gone, hold my beer. Absolutely fantastic hit. We need to sell him. Yeah, we need to sell him now. Mark, I love you so much and your channel has helped me out so much and I always watch all your content. Thank you, Mark, says Plague. Thank you very much. And Pereira sits everyone down. Hope you're watching Europe. Please buy him, says Vignesh. Yeah, he plays like that all the time. He scores those goals all the time. Zidane, eat your heart out. But I tell you where that... I mean, look, the goal sort of comes from the brilliance of Pereira, to be honest with you. But what United did in the build-up, and I don't know who was involved. I think it was Delo and maybe Matic and Mata. They just did this one-touch football crap. And, I mean, it's not crap, though. It's good. Pereira's just sold himself, says Red Harlow. Yeah, we need to get that goal on clip and send it to every football club's email address in the world. And say, 20 million and he's yours. Sir Alex is looking happy. Well, Pereira's going to get better than a 6, isn't he? Which is a rarity. Arteta, Arsenal. Sign Pereira now. This is RWR. Yeah, he'd be a cracking player for Arsenal. Cracking goal. Cracking hit by Pereira. Absolutely fantastic. Oh, lovely. Hi, Mark. Do you think such moments of brilliance from Deadwood players convince Ollie to keep them? Oh man. No. No. I mean, come on. He's just scored one of the best goals we've seen at Old Trafford in the last 2 years. Maybe even longer. The technique on that is absolutely fantastic. It really is. But would anybody in the chat, do any of you think... I still say what I said at the start of the game. What level can Andreas Pereira play at? I don't think he'd get picked for Southampton. Would he get in this Brentford team? Maybe right bottom half of the Premier League is where Pereira is a first teamer. But I've seen enough. I was a big fan of Pereira. Go back and look at the videos 4 or 5 years ago. I was saying Pereira's going to be a baller, and he had the potential to be a baller. But there's no way. He's not even a bench player for United. If Pogba does, which would be a shame, this could present an opportunity for Donny to get a run of games in a decent team. Could be a silver lining, says MN. Pereira should get a best pre-season player 2019 and 21 and be sent packing, says Abaveth. Well, he scored a great goal in pre-season against Liverpool in the USA, didn't he? Nice play there by Lingard. Cleared away. Well, that's the highlight of Andreas Pereira's 5-year deal, isn't it? A pre-season game against Brentford. Once in a blue moon strike, elite strike, though, says Vigna. Yeah, there's not many players who could... I tell you what I liked about that Pereira goal. Not only was it a volley, but it was in the bloody top corner as well. Look at it from behind. It's absolutely fantastic. It really is. Really is. Great technique. That's a really good action. He did it in Ollie's first game against Cardiff, remember, says Guess Who. Yeah, but we hadn't given him the contract by then. He got the contract in the summer, didn't he? Because he scored against Southampton as well, but I don't think we'd given him the contract. Since he signed the new contract, I think that's the best thing he's done in a United shirt. Pre-season Perlo, says Advath. Give it to Andres Pereira, Greg C says. So we're winning a pre-season game at the moment. Well, actually, we did beat Derby as well, didn't we? But they're on the attack down the right-hand side. That's a decent-ish cross, headed away by Delo. Good thing about Delo as well is that I like Delo. I think he's much more convincing at left-back than Brandon Williams, who is just too right-footed. I know Brandon Williams isn't on anymore, Ashton. Delo is playing at left-back. Which midfielder do I think will get says Fahim? I think Camavinga is the most likely at the moment, but the fact that we're looking at a midfielder to me is a real positive. Jay says, Pereira, the sun shines on every dog's ass at least once. He's got away with words, Jay. Yeah, we should be seeing Donny coming on in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Because I think he'll get half an hour. And, Ollie might like to... Imagine if Ollie only gave Donny 5 minutes in a pre-season game. No, he's got to give him half an hour in this game. It's about minutes in the legs. And he will give Van der Beek half an hour. I hope he does well as well. I do. Opinions on Tendon Mengi, says Gary. I think he needs to go on loan somewhere. He's not going to learn a lot playing in the United training sessions. I think Palestri needs a loan. I think Alanga needs a loan. I don't think if you've got talent, you need a loan unless you're going to play for the first team, because if you're talented, you're not going to really get much out of training. You need to be playing. So yeah. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right hand corner. We're really close to 80,000. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe. Please smash that bottom right hand corner and subscribe. And Arman says, thanks for the super chat, Arman. He says, Alanga needs to go out on loan, but do you think his pre-season performance will make Ollie keep him and we might see another Williams situation where he gets no game time? I think it would be very strange to keep Alanga because you've also got Ahmad. So you're going to loan Ahmad and Palestri, but keep Alanga. And I think Ahmad is further along than Alanga. So I would look to loan. I think Alanga could do a really good job on loan at West Brom in the Championship, something like that. So yeah, I think Alanga needs to go on loan. But you never know with Ollie. He could do, like you said, he could do, thanks for the super chat, James, he could do what he did with Brandon Williams, where he keeps them training with the first team. But I don't think I think it's nice when a young player like Shuri Tire and Hannibal get promoted to train with the first team halfway through a season. But I think a season of training with the first team is a waste of time. Good football. United are moving the ball a lot better now. Here's Greenwood. Lovely ball out wide to Delo. And he wins a corner. We've looked a left-footed cross first time from Delo as well. He's ambidextrous with his feet. He can use both feet, which I think is really, really encouraging. And I think since Delo's come on, he's looked very good. It's a big tick for me from Delo. He's looked really good since he came on. Don't know what everyone else thinks, but Mata with the corner. Benson says, who's impressed you in this game? Well, I'd throw that back at the chat as well. So Delo's impressed me since he came on. I think Wan-Bissaka's been very steady at right back. Alanga's gone quiet in the second half, I've got to be honest. But in the first half, he was good. I think everyone else has been okay because we're winning the game. So you can't say people have been bad. I think there's been a lot of average performances. I think Lingard's been average. Mata's been average. Pereira's probably escalated to average with that goal. Matic has been average. This is a lovely run. Cleared away. Greenwood's been okay when we've got the space on him. I'd probably give Greenwood a 7. He's a bit above average, but I am biased towards Greenwood. Craig Perkins says, is it me or does Lingard look poor? I don't think Lingard's been poor. I just think we expect more from Lingard because of the way he played for West Ham. You just think that here's Delo on the back post. Edge of the box. Matic might hit that. I just think with Lingard, you look at his West Ham performances and you think, well, he's played against QPR and he's played against Brentford. You might have expected a little bit more from someone like Jesse Lingard. And I think he's just been okay. He's not been terrible. He's just been okay. And I think, I suppose Lingard's under the spotlight a bit more because there is this talk that we might try and keep him. When we know we could get 25 million for him. And for me, it's a no-brainer. You take the 25 million. Van der Beek should be coming on any second because we've got half an hour to go now. Garner, Palestri and James are coming on. There's Tony on the break. Matic, good tackle. Matic has been better second half. He's had a second wind. Benjamin Button, he's getting younger. Anyone know what is happening with Hannibal Mabry? Also, Delo is better back up for both left back and right back by CDM instead over a right back, says Sheikh. I'll agree with you there. To play for United starting, I think you have to be top 5 in your position in the league. Anything else should be on the bench or sold. Jacob, that is the aspiration. That's a very, very intelligent point. We are making 3 substitutions here. They're just showing the Pereira goal again. Ollie claps it. Van der Beek is not coming on at the moment. Pereira comes off. Ollie gives him a cuddle. Garner's on. James is on. So it's Garner for Pereira. I don't even know what we've done. It's getting silly now. He's escalated to average. As Pereira. So Matic is still on here. I'm trying to figure out what we've done here. Lingard's still on. Palestri's on. I presume Mata's gone off. And Alanga's off. Thoughts on using Pereira for Neves or Camavinga? Also, Ollie said 30 minutes for Van der Beek in the pre-match interview. If Donny doesn't get a strong pre-season run out, would you be concerned about his United future? Thanks for all you do for the channel, says Jay. Well, Donny should be coming on any minute, really, because he is on the bench and he's He's a first teamer. I'm just going to change the team here because I can actually change these players. So let me just change them for you. So Andreas Pereira is coming off, or is already off. Pereira's off. Garner's on. Mata's off, isn't he? Alanga's off. And Juan Mata is off. Dan James is on. And Palestri. Where's Palestri? Why don't I have Palestri? I do have Palestri, I know I do. I had him in the last game. Where is he gone? There he is. Palestri. So Mason Greenwood needs to go up front. Jesse Lingard needs to go into 10. Mason Greenwood needs to go up front. There we go. That's how we're looking at the moment. Hello! I'll be here for the match watch along. For the match reaction. So there you go. That's what we're lining up at the moment. Apart from Delo, who I don't have. So I can't change Delo's position. Just good cross there. Headed away by Delo. He's been very impressive, Delo. I've liked his performance. I've just tweeted it there, and that's my point. I just think with Delo, he instantly looks better than some of the players on our team. Oh, Lingard there, hopping around. We don't want that happening. We need selfless players in the team. I know it sounds weird, but I have a feeling Mata could have his biggest season for us this season, says Long John Silver. Well, I mean, we hardly used Mata at all last year, did we? So... Free Donny in the chat. Well, he needs to be on now because 25 minutes are left and he's meant to be getting half an hour. I put Levitt on and not Garner. It keeps doing that. You know why it keeps doing that? Because I've got Garner down as Levitt. That's why. It's my mistake. Even in pre-season, Donny can't get 30 minutes in a pivot, but we play Pereira instead. Does Donny piss on Ollie's breakfast or something? Says Gabriel Noel. Yeah, free Donny is in the chat. That's all I can say. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. We're close to 80,000, which is fantastic. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. The morning show will be back at 10 o'clock. We've got the match reaction show where we can do the player ratings as well. My vote in the player ratings at the moment is I think Diego Delo has been fantastic. Tony was nearly in there. Bad first touch. What do we think about Barcelona's window, says Plague? Not a lot. I don't really know what's going on with Barcelona. I think it's an interesting situation, but I don't know what's going on with Barcelona. Real Madrid and Barcelona, I think, have got a few more, a little bit more time of being having issues, haven't they? They've not really got a lot of money. As I said with the Varane deal, it's I wouldn't say it's a changing of the guard, but it's certainly a new situation where United are taking one of Real Madrid's best players for a very cheap price. It's always been the other way around. So, at the moment, though, the Premier League supersedes La Liga. It's more powerful financially. Good play by Lingard. Seems to have run off the injury, which is good. I don't think we need Trippier. I'm going to talk about that in the chat. I don't think we need Trippier. And it's interesting with someone like Dan James coming on. I don't really feel like it feels like Dan James coming on off the bench in a pre-season game of reserves is about, like, what is Dan? We talk about Lingard, we talk about Mata, we talk about some of the younger players. What's Dan James's future at United? Because he comes on and he should be coming on in a game like this. We should be excited and thinking, oh, because he's considered. Ollie starts Dan James sometimes. He certainly puts him on the bench, and I'm like, he's just come on for the last half an hour in a pre-season game, and I really am like, you know, not excited about it and don't really think he's better than Alanga. So he's a player that I think we need to get rid of as well. In a nice way. I do worry about keeping Matic. Plays so deep nowadays, pulls the whole team back, says Dan Harding. Lil says, is this Ollie trying to show Donny he doesn't belong here? He's obviously just going to give him 20 minutes, isn't he? Oh, I don't know. Well, we've got a corner here. We should be making a sub. Come on, man. Good running by Palestri. Wins a corner. Always likes to run at his man. I just don't get the player selections. What are we learning from some of these scrubs instead of Ahmad, Van der Beek, Hannibal, Garner? Same old Ollie favourites, says Michael. Well, Ahmad's in Japan, so there's no way he was going to come on today because he's playing for Ivory Coast. But yeah, I mean, Donny's not coming on anytime soon because he's just trotting about here. He's barely going to get 20 minutes. Matter and Williams are on the bench, sat there with Matter's having a big bottle of milk. Lindelof, sell or buy. I'd keep Lindelof as a bench option. Mark, I didn't see a single evidence of 4-3-3 on any of these pre-season matches. I know this is a fringe players, but surely Ollie can try that against any first Premier League match. I'm afraid we will have McFred, says Sheikh. Yeah, good point. I'll talk about that in the match reaction as well. Few things to talk about there, actually. Brentford player's just gone down. I do like Trippier. He's top class, but why would an England international want to play second fiddle to a player he kept out of the Euro squad, says Gary Turner? Because I don't think he thinks that's going to happen. I think he thinks he's going to take Wan-Bissaka's spot, which I don't think we should be looking for a player to do that. Truth be told. Donny is going to come on now and get 20 minutes. I'd tell you what, you know what I nearly started singing then? Remember that song? You're probably all too old. Like when Nelson Mandela was in prison, they used to have this song, Free Nelson Mandela, Ella. I think Donny needs a song. Not that he's fighting a cause that Nelson Mandela was fighting, but we need a song for Donny. Although no one understood, we were holding back the flood. He's not on yet, but he's coming on. Would be a shame if we... Sorry, let me read this. Tierno Barry says, it would be a shame if we keep Lingard and sell Donny. Thought he was getting half an hour. Well, yeah. Yeah, but you know what? The way it works around United these days, it's probably the sort of thing we would do. And a lot of people would be quite happy with it because we do seem to have this bias towards English homegrown players. And there's a lot of fans that agree with that as well. We've seen it with Henderson and De Gea. And I think there would be some people who'd be like, yeah, let's keep Lingard over Donny. Here's Palestri. Look at that. Wins the free kick. Should be a yellow card, even though it's a pre-season game. I love Palestri. He's got those... Look, I'm not saying he's Lionel Messi, but I do like Palestri. The way he runs the ball, because he's small. He's got those Messi vibes, and he wins a lot of free kicks. Look, I'm not saying he's Messi. But he has got that style of footballer. There's a lot of players that are like Messi, not in relation to being at his level, but you know what I mean. Whereas Dan James just gets his head down and goes, meep, meep. Andy and Bruno says, Mark, sadly, I think Donny might be the midfielder we sell, which is really unfair. He's not on yet. He's still fucking warming up. 72 minutes and he's still fucking warming up. For God's sake, Ollie, get him on the bloody pitch. Here he comes. 15 minutes. That's half what he was meant to be getting. Free Van der Beek. Good times have a never go. Free Van der Beek. Good times never. Yeah, but that's too much of an upbeat song. Oh, lovely ball. Keeper's off the line though. Greenwood was nearly in. I'm not going to calm down because it's not about being Ollie out or anything stupid like that. But I actually did want to see half an hour of Van der Beek, and now I'm going to see 15 minutes. Donny in the bench watching United stand. Mark, this could be a devastating deal, but a straight swap for Jorginho and Pogba if they fancy him, says Gillish. I'm just checking if the player ratings are up. They should be. Hands. Touching hands. Reaching out. Touching me. Touching you. Yeah, player ratings are out on the website. Let me just whack the link in the video description for you. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Star next to your man of the match. Let me just whack it in. That's what she said. Yeah, links in the video description. Player ratings, I've just whacked it in there now. A goal kick to Manchester United there. It's been an interesting pre-season game. We've seen a very good goal, which is always a nice thing. Yeah, second paragraph for the player ratings, or just go straight to the unitedstand.com for that. Lingard's coming off for Donny, which is probably why he's took so long to do it, because he's going to play him at number 10, isn't he? Or is he? Lingard for Donny. Shority, everyone's coming off now. Matic is coming off. Donny's got the captain's armband on. Greenwood comes off. Come on, Donny. It's a big season for you. You got all of 15 minutes. Donny's captain at the moment. Captain Donny. Shorty-Ray's on and Hannibal's on. Greenwood, Matic and Lingard come off. I suppose people are going to want me to change the team, aren't they? And you know what? I can. I don't know how we're doing this, by the way. Donny's on, Matic is off. I mean, that's not how we're going to be lining up, but you know, we'll do it like that. Everybody's on now, at least. Donny's playing in the Matic role. Actually, I don't think I have got it wrong. Hannibal does look like he's playing as the more advanced one with Shorty-Ray in behind him. I mean, this is just 15 minutes in the legs for Donny now. Donny, oh, Donny, you're on the bench again, and you've got us wanting you. Donny, dun 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 dun. Oh, Donny, dun 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 dun. You're on the bench again, and you've got us wanting you. I tell you what, that sounds quite good. Donny, do 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 do. Oh, Donny, Donny, do 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 do. You're on the bench again, and you've got us wanting you. What a goal by Brentford! Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic finish there. In behind. I mean, it's not going to do Delo any favours. Ball in behind, and it's 2-2. Absolutely fantastic finish. We've got the perfect angle on it. And it's Delo who gets caught. Oh, it's terrible defending by Delo, you know. I don't think Twan Sebi gets across quick enough either. He's got to close. Twan Sebi's body shape isn't quite right there. 2 good goals. Delo's fault, though. You know, I quite liked the look of Delo, and then he's gone and done that. It just shows you, isn't it? You put yourself out there, and you get that. 2-2. That's not going to convince Ollie not to buy Trippier, I'm afraid. Mbumo, he is a good player. Lots of people giving him some love there. But 2-2, you know, of course United have made a lot of changes. Trippier confirmed. Here's Donny on the edge of the box. Nice little ball. Oh. Unbelievable how you rate Wan-Bissaka. Huge weakness in this side. How United fans think he's good defence is beyond me. Trippier is a must. Ben, thanks for the super chat. What's Wan-Bissaka got to do with anything that's gone wrong in this game today? Neither goal has got anything to do with him, and he's provided an assist. And I think he's played well. Donny with the armband is like being a teacher on a school excursion with all the kids on the pitch, says Julian Lee. Yeah, he's not going to get much chance to shine, is he, in a game like this? Here's Garner. Nice little ball by Garner. Gets it wide. Here is Wan-Bissaka. He should slip in Palestri, which he does. Palestri does really well. Into Donny. Puts a good cross in and wins a corner. There's a Brentford player down. It was a mistake by Delo. But this is what I mean about Donny. This is probably why I needed half an hour, because he's blowing already, which you're going to do. You know, pre-season training on the pitch at Carrington is nothing like having half an hour in an intense game like this where you're trying to build up match fitness. Delo's on the corner here. Not a very good one. But Palestri, oh no. Go on then. Second ball. Lovely play. Delo, he's got time. Good cross. Headed away. How is Donny playing, says Rowe. He's literally only just come on, mate. Nice ball by Donny to Twan Sebi. Garner. I like Garner. I like the way Garner moves the ball about. Really want him to get a good loan. Dan James, we hardly knew you today. I mean, what's Dan James done since he came on? Palestri has had 2 or 3 good runs. Thanks to Boohoo Man, by the way. You can get 40% off with the code United Stand on their Boohoo Man activewear range, of which I'm wearing one of their nice polo shirts here. Loads of stuff you can get hold of. Shorts and t-shirts for down the gym in their activewear. Very reasonably priced. And you can get 40% off with the code United Stand. So big shout out to Boohoo Man for that. Is Delo playing? I think Delo's played well, apart from the bloody goal was his fault, Darren, to be honest. I thought Delo was looking really good. Dara says that Palestri's got Barca vibes. Yeah, he definitely has. Definitely has. And I do like Garner's passing range. He's not been on very long, but he's got that ability to grab the ball and see the whole pitch. Thanks everyone who's tuned in, by the way. Make sure you subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We have got player ratings, which we'll go through after the game, but there's still another 8 minutes to go in this game. Van der Beek's only been on about 7 minutes. Here's Palestri again, just getting involved, getting the ball, getting involved. Go on, quick. Too slow on the ball there. Well, we seem to, funny enough, the youngsters come on and we start moving the ball a lot quicker. Seems to be a lot quicker tempo to United in these. I mean, maybe Brentford are going for it a little bit, but we're moving the ball around a lot faster. Back to the keeper, though. I don't think Matic was awful. Akasabel, I just think that, he was all right. I think, Lingard was all right. You just expect more, don't you, from those sort of senior players. These are the backup players, apparently. I'd rather see Garner in the midfield next season than McTominay. You can see in 5 minutes he knows the role better than Scott ever will, says Mark Dobby. Interesting point, and you're probably not wrong, actually. Retire number 4 for Jones when he leaves. Our hero, says Callum Peel. You know what? I actually don't think we will end up giving Varane number 4. We didn't give number 7 to Sancho, and that's his number. I don't think we'll give number 4 to Varane. Here's Hannibal. Bit of a chance to run at the back 4. It's a good run. Just hasn't got the pace. Good covering of pace there from Brentford, but an exciting run by Hannibal. What number do you think Varane will be? Actually, I think out of respect to Phil Jones, we won't give him the number 4 shirt, but we really should do. Probably be number 15, says Himanshu. The way Garner plays and played last season reminds me of a young Frankie de Jong at Ajax, says Ian. He needs a good loan this year. I don't want him to be staying at United training with the first team. He's way better than that. And there's no way that Ollie's going to pick him, is there? So, good tackle, Donny. Come back to him. Oh, Delo. No, it wasn't Delo. It was Dan James. Bloody hell. Meep. 5 minutes to go. Benson, I would take the number 4 off Phil Jones, but I just don't think United would be that insensitive, to be honest. And in some ways, you can't knock them for that. Aaron Wan-Bissaka will get better. Oh, here we go. Good tackle. I was going to give a foul there. James Garner. Aaron Wan-Bissaka will get better. However, I think he's been positionally bad, whoever's been centre back. However, I think Trippier is awful defensively anyway, so we could go with Wan-Bissaka, says Robert McCormack. And Twan Sebi is having a bad pre-season, playing like a player whose confidence is shattered, and it seems now we're playing 4-3-3, not sure. Maybe I'm hoping. That was a nasty tackle by Garner there. He could have got a red. Well, it was a bit nasty. It's a free kick for Brentford, right on edge. Right on edge at box. I tell you what, that's one of Brentford's best players. That is, if he's got a bad injury, that's bad news for them. A little bit naughty from Garner. I know why he did it. I'd have done it as well. Not because I don't like the player, but because it was just there to be won. Sometimes you've got to back yourself. You got to go out there and back yourself. But they've got a free kick on the edge of the box here. 2-2. We've seen some good goals. I can't remember United's first goal now. Oh, Alanga. Yeah, that was a good goal as well. So we've seen some good goals. But both Brentford goals very good. And obviously Pereira's goal was superbative. Now, hopefully he's going to be all right. Oh, it's not the player I thought it was anyway. Not that we don't want him to be fit or injured or anything like that, but it's not. He looks like he's going to be all right. Pereira and Bruno having a bit of a chat, bit of a chin wag. So free kick to Brentford on the edge of the box. Garner is starting to bulk up a bit as well, which I think is really important. Last season, young lads, I think 19, sort of 20, still quite slim. He's been in the gym, and that's going to be a big part of his development this year. Keep that weight up, keep that development up on the pitch, get a good loan deal. Free kick, and it's just gone wide. Wide it goes. Yeah, but we've seen it with Rashford over the years. We've seen it with Greenwood over the years. These youngsters, They will develop, and they do need to develop as they, build towards the team. Good times never felt so good. Do, 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 sweet. Why am I singing that? 3 minutes to go. You can do your player ratings for the match reaction, which will be straight after this video. Mark every player out of 10, 6 being the average. You've got a few players to go through for the player ratings. Links in the video description, as I said. Every player out of 10, 6 being the average. Star next to your man of the match, and we'll go through that in the match reaction. A few things I want to talk about. Good play by Delo. And he wins it's a goal kick, which is a shame. A few super chats to read as well. Sebastian Bodry says, serious Mark, I can't see what Dan James offers to a team like United. I'm going to talk about that in the match reaction, actually. Can see what some of the youngsters could add to the squad have kept. Can't with James, though. Hannibal looks a huge talent, says Gavin Wood. Hi, Mark. Have you seen that Preston are playing on the Friday the 30th versus Wigan and then Saturday the 31st versus Man United? From Preston myself, but come on United, says Jason. Why are Preston doing that then? Does that mean they're just not going to play very good players against us, so we'll smash them? I mean, the Preston game to me seems like a bit of a waste of time then. Why would you want to play Preston's third team? What league are Preston in? Are they Championship still? Did someone just ask if it's going to penalties? Yeah, it's a penalty shootout. Defo. They should do a penalty shootout in pre-season games if it's a draw. You know, give the people who are attending a bit of a bonus, and you get to practice penalties. I don't know why they don't do that in pre-season games. If it's a draw, go to penalties. Not because it's they are in the Championship apparently. Preston. Do you know Oxford? Says away games. I don't know anybody called Oxford, but I know the place Oxford. I don't think it's a bad draw for United. I thought we would lose today. You know, Brentford, a Premier League side. We were poor against QPR. We've not lost today. I think that's a bit of an improvement. I mean, results don't really matter, of course, at this stage. But good play by Donny. Good play by Donny. Oh, unlucky. I'd like to see Donny getting a good hour against Preston as well. If Hannibal plays for Rennes, he would be man of the match against PSG and will be linked to Man United. If you know, you know. We already have one, just needs a good loan to shake. We've got lots of good players that need a loan. Hannibal looks a very, very exciting player. Show Retire is an interesting one. I like Show Retire, but he doesn't seem to get much mention. He's a good player, Show Retire, as well. He doesn't seem to get as much mention as like Alanga and Palestri and Ahmad and Hannibal. But look, that just shows the sheer volume we've got. Harry Maguire says this is their first team. I think they've used most of their first team across the 90 minutes. Brentford, yeah. FBF says pre-season results don't matter, by the way. Well, they do. Obviously, you don't get points for them. It's more about the performance. If you play well in a pre-season game, you're probably going to win it. So the result doesn't matter, but it does. Because pre-season... and I'm going to talk about it in the match reaction. A very good point made by somebody. Have you seen any development of the way United are playing? I haven't. We're still playing a back four with two holding midfielders. We're doing it right now. Right there, right now. It's Garner and Van der Beek in the midfield too. We're still playing 4-2-3-1. There's not been any change. And you're telling me Ollie's going to change it just because Varane comes into the team? Maybe we should have been trying it out a little bit because it's a free hit. Doesn't it hurt the board's pockets to see Ollie dismissing Van der Beek this way? Did we just pay £40 million for a player that needs to prove himself in 15 minutes, says Mario? I think it's more about fitness, Mario, to be honest. Right backs and left back get most of the ball during a 90-minute game. On the ball, I'm sorry, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka isn't good enough, especially when comparing to Shaw, says Ben Anderson. Garner is from the Wirral, says Sebastian Bodry. There you go. And that is the final whistle. Manchester United have drawn 2-2 with Brentford in their third pre-season games. Still 2 more to go. Obviously, we've got Preston at the weekend, and then we've got Everton the week after. Just hoping to see more from Man United at the weekend. Hoping to see more minutes from Donny van der Beek, because I've got to be honest, they're all our players, but I'm starting to get a little bit tired of Manchester United and the players that we're putting out. Are we learning anything from Dan James and Juan Mata and Lingard and everyone like that? They're not really doing it. Just this show that our first team will be decent, but when we can't play them, it's worrying. Second team looks dead. Even last season, says Marcus Wynn. Look, we're going to talk about that in the match reaction. Links in the video description. I will be live on there in about a minute's time. It should push you straight over to there anyway. But you can also do your player ratings through the link in the video description. We're going to go through that as well. I'll see you over there in a minute.